Oh, you know what I love?
Sports.
Love sports.
Sports. When
It comes to Texas A&M.
Where are you getting this information?
Let me tell you.
Welcome to TexAgs.
It's here. It's time. There's always a buzz in the air when you hit this moment.
He is a guy that has gotten better and better and better. He's just got that dog in him.
We will develop men. We will graduate players, and we will win championships on the field.
I think of him as this hawk. Before long, he's going to be swooping in on those quarterbacks.
Coach Elko's my guy, right? Like, I love him. I love Michael Early. Like, I think Bucky's going to be incredible.
It's football, man. And that's what Warriors do, and they don't want to sit out.
And this is a real program. It's not fake. This is a real place. And if you want to be really good at football, this is a really good place to be.
You know, if I'm betting on anybody, it's the Aggies.
They tried. I feel like Alex Jones, when people were trying to take over his show a couple of months back and he had to like lock the doors, and they tried to stop TexAgs Live.
But they can't.
They can. They did for 11 minutes.
They delayed.
They delayed.
They couldn't stop.
Actually, they stopped 10 minutes of the show because we won't get those 10 minutes back. That being said, we're going to deliver a high-quality show.
As always.
And maybe a 6-minute segment. That's what we're going to do here on TexAgs Live.
People are probably going to be, after this, calling for more quick segments.
You know, the song Power means a lot across the street, but we had a lack of power in the building.
Had a power outage.
Literally at 7:58:44. I think I made that time up. But around that time, the power went out.
It did.
It's happened a couple times over the last few months.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. But we just sat there in the dark for a minute. Nick got on it. Nick, a jack of all trades, he went out there and got everything up and running. Took him a little while, but did his job.
So I was at my parents' house yesterday, and they have a computer, I'm going to guess from 2009, okay?
Okay.
So old, but not that old, right?
All right.
And my mom was like, I'm having a hard time getting into the computer. I was like, all right, let me try for you. And you move the mouse, and there's like you know, like when you talk on AirPods, sometimes there's like a delay. Or like when we have somebody on Zoom, everything was much slower because it takes a long time to ramp up like an older person. And that's what happened when I wasn't talking about you.
Oh, okay.
I'm part of the old people community now.
Oh, okay.
I'm part of it. I walk just fine though. But that's what happens when our system goes down. Everything just takes a little while to
get going.
You got to warm up.
You do.
But we're not going to warm up this show. You want to win in college football, OB? I know you do. You want to win?
Yeah, I want to win.
How do you win?
You scored more points than the other guy.
That's part of the reason. Yeah, that's part of the how. The other how is you better have more talent than the other guys, and you better have more people drafted in the NFL than the other guys. And
typically,
right?
That's true.
And that's why I'm going to go to a quote from Coach Elko earlier in the week. He says, we've had more NFL draft picks on the defensive line since I got here in 2018 than any other team in the SEC. We're comfortable replacing great players. DJ Hicks, Albert Regis, Rylan Kennedy, and Cassius Howell will step up. Sorry. No sorry. Factual. That excites me to hear that from the head coach. I don't think he says that unless he believes that.
Well, I hope so. I think, personally, I think DJ Hicks is this really interesting, intriguing guy. This is a big year for him. Former 5-star recruit. You've shown flashes, but been behind some good players, right? But you've shown flashes. Is it that year for him to step up and burst out and be that guy that everybody thought he would be when he's 5-star recruit and everybody was after him? And what was it? Folks up at Oklahoma lost their mind because he wasn't going there.
So let me ask you this. We give the benefit of the doubt, we, the college football community, to certain coaches for their reputation, right?
Absolutely.
So, for instance, Texas loses some guys at wide receivers, and like Sark's system is going to work. Lane Kiffin, it's going to work. Right? Like, it may not work as good as the year prior, but you feel really good it's going to work. When certain coaches, right?
Usually.
Okay.
I can remember an Arkansas guy on our show was talking about how good their line was going to be because Sam Pittman always has a good offensive line, and then they didn't. But typically,
you believe that.
Yes.
If they have a long enough track record.
Yes.
Okay? Does Coach Elko have a long enough track record to figure out defenses?
Yes. To
Okay.
figure out defenses, absolutely.
So then I want America to vote for A&M. Okay?
Okay.
Because-
well, America, starts with A&M.
It does. That's right. Have you used that line before?
Oh, awesome. Often.
Okay. Sorry, I haven't picked up on that one.
No, I usually do it when I'm on a podcast with someone else, and I end up by saying, and remember, America starts with A&M. Okay, go.
Do that again, but I want this. I hope Nick's paying attention. I want it to be a social media moment because we're just.
Just remember, America starts with A&M.
NC. All right, that was great.
Back to where
we are.
Defense.
So
you want America to be voting for A&M.
Because look, when you're far away from a team, you see the major storylines, right? The major ones that pop out. When you're too close, you pick holes in everything, and you also find reasons to believe in everything, right? It's just kind of a melting pot of ideas as an ant pile.
Mm-hmm.
But the reality is, Coach Elko, wherever he has been, has brought a top-tier defense.
When he's been in charge of it.
When he's been in charge of it. And look, year one of a quote-unquote rebuild, it does take time. But if he feels comfortable with what he has on the defensive line, if everything we have said about, NFL talent on a defense or on a team in general makes a difference, I'm going to believe that this team has got enough talent to make some noise this year.
I'm going to believe what Mike Elko says, and we've said this before, until he gives you a reason not to play, and he never has to date, But so yeah, I have a lot of confidence in Mike Elko, especially Mike Elko as a defensive coach.
So Saturday Down South says that A&M is going to finish, or is the 5th best team in the SEC. Okay. I'm going to give you a little. They had a lot of a write-up. I'm just going to give you a little section of it. They say the upshot: the Aggies are short on headliners compared to the conference's upper crust. Okay, and that kind of goes back to what we were just talking about. On paper, though, they're a well-rounded outfit with no glaring weaknesses and a solid front on both sides of the line of scrimmage. They're going to be okay in the trenches, a reflection of Elko's meat and potatoes ethos. If the revamped passing game pans out, they might just be in it for the long haul. Until further notice, this is a load-bearing if.
It's all fair.
Fair.
I would even say that they were a little bit too fair, because to say that there's no, what do you say, no, I would say no, areas of concern or something like that. I know that's not the
Short
word,
of headliners, well-rounded outfit, no glaring weaknesses.
No glaring weaknesses. Okay. If you looked at, based on what you saw last year, you would say the secondary is a glaring weakness. But maybe these guys are, you say, when you're close, you see things and you know things, or maybe these guys are up on it and they understand that Tyreek Chappelle is back, and they understand that Des Ricks has made improvement, and all those things.
Sometimes I know somebody doesn't really know A&M when they do evaluations, because certain teams get the benefit of the doubt when there's an injury. But I read a lot of stuff about A&M this week about, the November collapse, but people failing to mention that they lost their best offensive player. Mm-hmm. And that is part of the story. It's not the reason. It is a part of the reason.
Yeah. It was, but these guys Saturday Down South, they're dialed in. They know what's going on.
And then I thought we would bring up, because we're doing an ultra fast segment, right? We got to go fast, okay? Because we started late. I'm going to give you some predictions of bowl games for A&M.
Okay.
Tell me when you like this one, okay?
All right.
You may like it, you may not.
Somebody's going to say the Texas Bowl. They always do, but go on.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Sporting News says Texas A&M will play in the SDS Distribution Bowl in Las Vegas.
No, don't like it.
Against UCLA, by the way.
Don't like it.
Okay. We just were there. I don't want to go back. Banagura, the guy from ESPN. Mm-hmm. Banagura. Kinder's Bowl, which is I didn't know this, by the way, the Texas Bowl. A&M versus BYU.
Don't want to be.
1990, Ty Detmer. Okay?
Yeah, Holiday Bowl.
Mark Schlabach.
Okay, I like Mark Schlabach.
Is it Schlabach?
Schlabach.
Okay, it's not Bach?
Mm. You pronounce it Schlabach.
No, I think it's better as Bach.
Oh.
Bach Realty. Schlabach
Sure.
Realty.
Yeah.
That would be a competitor. Cheez-It Bowl. Citrus Bowl, actually, but the Cheez-It Citrus Bowl in Tampa.
Okay.
I'm intrigued.
All right.
I want more, but I'm intrigued.
That would be a good consolation prize, but I don't want a consolation
Versus
prize.
Illinois.
Brett Bielema again.
Yeah.
Okay, Bert. That's it.
That's what I have for you right now. There's a lot more, but that's.
I'm going to tell you, to me, it's playoff, or I'm going to be disappointed. Now, if you get a consolation prize that sends you to Orlando or Tampa, okay, that's a nice consolation.
It's a nice destination
prize.
wedding, right?
But you don't go on the Price is Right to get the knives, the nice departing gift, right? Or you go to get the what do they call it? The showcase.
You want the showcase?
Is that Price is Right? Showcase?
A brand new car.
A new car. That's what I want.
Okay.
The only consolation prize I would settle for is the Pop-Tart Bowl, just to be a part of the festivities there.
Where's the Pop-Tart Bowl?
Tampa, maybe.
Is that also Tampa?
Or maybe Charlotte.
I just like
all I know is
the
that
mayonnaise bowl is in Charlotte, isn't it? Isn't that the mayonnaise bowl?
Yeah.
TexAgs, we know stuff. Let's keep it going.
I just want to be there to see them eat the Pop-Tart or have the Pop-Tart dressed in A&M
I don't need any of that stuff. You know what
Playoff.
I need? Yes. But do you believe it?
Oh, I think it's certainly possible. Yeah, I believe it. I believe that should be your goal. It's always your goal. I believe that should be your expectation.
All right, this is TexAgs Live.
Yes.
We are presented by David Gardner's Jewelers.
David Gardner's Jewelers.
Love David Gardner and Julia Gardner. Love them.
And their jewelry.
I love their jewelry. Oh my gosh, I'd wear it all. I'd wear everything. Okay?
Yeah.
We're in the Rollo Insurance Studio.
Yes.
We
Jason
love them
and
too,
the
man.
guys. Yeah, Jason and the boys.
Jason and the boys. And by the way, the difference is real, if you didn't know that. Currently, we are a part of the Go 50 Minutes.
Yeah.
Because it's not the Go Hour right now. Presented by The Warehouse at CC Creations.
The Warehouse at CC Creations.
Yeah. I love them.
Yeah.
I wear their shirts.
We're in the Holistic Planning Cool Zone.
Oh, you jumped ahead.
Yeah.
Look at you.
Well, you said you wanted to go fast.
Yeah. Well,
We're in the Holistic Planning Cool Zone.
Pardon?
Maybe we need Jimbo to come in here and tell it so we go real fast.
All right. And we're also going to open up the phone lines because people say that we don't take calls anymore.
We're going to open up the Buppy's Catering and Bartending hotline where you call at 979 693
yes
1150.
There we go. And they're going to be here later on today to feed me and 20 of my closest friends.
All right, Buppies, get ready to bring all the grilled chicken and steak you have.
This
and
joke has
else.
got to stop.
We're going to have like a broccoli souffle.
You guys are terrible.
So it is a broccoli souffle.
I had
for dessert, maybe carrot cake.
I'll have you guys know I had
Hold the cake.
Chicken vegetable soup yesterday.
Uh-huh.
And asparagus.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Anyway, call us up 979-693-1150.
I think I'd rather be fat.
Oh, I wouldn't.
Than
I think
chicken vegetable soup on a daily.
Fit people recognize real good food.
I like to eat.
Yeah. No. I'm not going to say fat people. Overweight people eat everything. Fit people choose what they pick or choose what they eat.
Yeah, I've seen that, what you choose.
979-693-1150. We're not going around the room to say hi to the people. No, because Nick is too busy for us. But we will continue saying hello to Luke Evangelist at the Angry Elephant News and Social Center. Give us something, maybe a text, a quick comment. I'm just trying to get you on the show.
A&M Cross Country opens their 2025 season at the John McKenzie Invitational in DFW this weekend.
Thank you very much. They're going to be famished after. They're going to be hungry. They're going to need to eat.
You know where they should run to eat?
Tell us. Tell us, Luke.
Yeah, you want to be a part of this bit? Go ahead.
Huh. Well, it's a year. It's a pretty good year, actually. Maybe 1775.
Why is it called 1775? Got him. Got him.
You would have to ask the very nice owners.
He knows the answer.
Yeah. Because it's a celebration of the United States military, which was founded in 1775. And there's no way to celebrate better than with a great meal. And you can't get a better meal than tremendous Texas barbecue, the best cuisine in the world, and then the best of the best, 1775, the best of the best of barbecue, just as the U.S. military is the best of the best.
And this show
is the best of the best.
It's okay. Depends. Anyway, if you want to be a part of it, go to 1775. I think you're going soon.
Tomorrow. I was planning to go today, but had some things come up tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Me and Doc Mike.
I might join you.
Come on.
There's a maybe.
Come on.
There's a maybe not too, though.
Come on.
But what do you want me to do?
Come on.
1775txbbq.com. It's 1775. And?
Come on.
And we're back. TexAgs Live, presented by David Gardner's Jewelers, Rollo Insurance Studio, Go Hour, presented by The Warehouse at CC Creations. A couple things that I want to read. I'm not going to allow Luke to read them because he's controversial. He's a controversial figure at TexAgs. Opie, I think you would like to know that he wrote on the YouTube page whenever our power outage happened.
Luke wrote this.
Yeah.
David's lying, by the way.
Yes, I can show him. Yes, I can confirm OB and I got into a screaming match about the boiled eggs. He launched one over at me. He missed, and he hit the power breaker and shut down the whole building. That's exactly what that young man said.
Well, they don't call him Lying Luke for nothing.
Yep.
Who's they?
And then a gentleman who, in the beginning, we didn't see eye to eye on Aggie sports, but now we've become a team.
Okay.
John in Cyprus.
All right.
Oh, gosh.
If Peter Dinklage ever needed a stunt double, Luke Evangelist would be perfect.
Oh, gosh.
Tyrion! Tyrion Evangelist. That's Tyrion, right? That was his name?
Yeah.
He,
Great actor, by the way. Underrated.
He is a good actor. He's a giant in his field.
Heisman Watch, brought to you by the Shirtlift Law Firm. Oh my gosh, yes.
By
the way, Hunter will be on the show a little bit later. He's a friend of our company. We trust him with our legal needs. We're going to need one after this one. Call Shirtlift Law today when you need a lawyer for your business or personal issues. Slander. Liable. I don't know. Let's libel. Let's get into your Heisman Watch. I want to start at number 5 on the list.
All right, let's say once again, it changes every week. This is just based on, I don't know what I think the projections are going to be. Number 5, I put Arch Manning. I think he's going to be a good quarterback and everything. But look, if Texas is number 1, like the polls say, then the quarterback of the number 1 team in the country is by definition a Heisman contender. Now, he's got a lot to prove beyond that. But I think he's a good player.
Yeah.
And I think he'll have a good year. But I wouldn't put him as I know a lot of people put him as the number 1 guy, the preseason favorite. Yeah, I just think
I can't until I see football.
Right.
He's gonna make his. Will this be his first road start? It will be, right?
It will be,
Mississippi,
yes.
Yeah. His first road start. I think they're better than Ohio State, but that is going to be an intimidating environment for any first-year starter because he is a first-year starter.
Yeah. Again, saying he's the Heisman favorite now and saying he's the best player in college football since Tim Tebow fall, I just think that's unfair to him.
Obi, if he throws for 350 and Texas rolls, then I'm going to be totally fine.
He may be number 1 on the list next week. But coming in, number 5.
Let's try to go through these quick because Steven's already here.
Right.
By the way, your number 4,
Lenore Sellers,
would probably be in my top 2 or 3, except the team around him isn't as good. And that's my only hesitation. So go ahead.
Yeah, I have questions about that too, but he's probably the best dual threat out there. So Lenore Sellers, we saw what he's about, and I expect him to get better in the second year as a starter. But like you said, his receivers, everybody talks about Nick Harbor, but they talk about him more because of his
fast.
The way he's built, but not for his productivity.
Yeah.
Number 3, another guy the Aggies
gotta be
have
on the
seen.
list, yeah.
Jeremiah Love, the running back from Notre Dame. He only had 1,125 yards. That's not only when
but
you
they had a
consider,
committee there, though.
Yeah, they did. But he's pretty electric. He's exciting. 17 touchdowns last year, about 7 yards a carry. So, the Aggies are going to see a lot of these Heisman contenders.
Yep. And then
Number 2, Garrett Nussmeier. I thought about putting him number 1, but he threw for 4,000 plus yards last year, and he had 29 touchdowns. The interceptions was the issue. And the reason how come I don't put him number 1, look, he's going to put up numbers. I guarantee he's got good receivers to work with, but the interceptions come from when he was under pressure. He didn't handle it very well, and they had one of the best offensive lines for pass protection in the country. I'd have to go back, but I guarantee you they were in the top. I would be surprised if they weren't in the top 10 in sacks allowed.
Right.
And it's 4 of those guys are gone. So I think he's got to prove that he can avoid those big turnovers. And number 1 on my list, a guy that would have come to A&M if they had offered, he would have been here. He wanted to be here. Cade Klubnik, the quarterback at Clemson, he threw for 3,639 yards and 36 touchdowns last year. Also ran for 463 yards and 7 touchdowns. He had a lot of freshmen and sophomore receivers last year, so those guys are going to be growing up a little bit. And he gets to face those ACC defenses and that LSU defense that's had some issues. Now, they're supposed to be better this year. We'll see. Cade Klubnik will challenge them this week.
I'm going to read this real quick, and then we can hit a break. BTTS says, if South Carolina is just as good, then Sellers should win the Heisman since the team is, quote, not as good around him, right? And my response to that is, I don't think a Heisman, and I'm sure it's happened. I don't have it in front of me, but I don't think you're going to win the Heisman this year if you're a 9-3, 8-4 team. I think typically you're going to be one of the 11-1s, 10-2s.
It could be. You know, Tim Tebow won it. At
last year Colorado won.
What about Jaden Daniels as well?
Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, good point.
No,
and Travis Hunter last year.
Yeah.
So
I think he could. I didn't vote for him for the Heisman last year.
I don't think you're going to win it at 8-4. How about that?
He may not. But I don't think he's going to win it. But I do think he's an outstanding player that'll be a first or top 5 draft pick. But a lot of top 5 draft picks have not won the Heisman Trophy.
Yeah. All right, let's hit a break. When we come back, our QB1 from Paragon Financial.
He didn't win the Heisman Trophy either.
Stephen McGee is going to be joining us. No, he didn't, but he could have. Let's talk Twin Liquors, all right? Twin Liquors is fantastic. If you haven't seen Twin Liquors recently or gone by there, you're missing out. They have wine, they have spirits. They're your local home for all the good vibes with 100 locations throughout Central Texas. And they want you to celebrate every sip. Twin is here to help with all the moments that matter. And the dollar sale is here. The dollar sale is 3 days starting today. And it's going to go Thursday, Friday, Saturday, all Twin Liquor locations. It's called the dollar sale because they drop the price on all wine spirits to the absolute lowest, then they add $1. It's your chance to enjoy unbelievable savings on all the wines and spirits, tequila, whiskeys, vodka, craft cocktails, a selection Twin has built over 4 generations. The dollar sale is their way of saying thank you for shopping at the Texas family-owned Twin Liquors. Don't miss the dollar sale. Ends at 9 p.m. on Saturday, and go check them out. And we're back.
look like a
TexAgs
reupholstered
Live,
couch.
presented by David Gardner's Jewelers. Rollo Insurance Studios to Go Hour, presented by The Warehouse at CC Creation. It's time for Stephen McGee to join us from Paragon Financial, our QB1 here on the program. OB and Stephen are looking at Stephen or OB shirt.
No, he's getting ghosted online about his swag. He's wearing a what would you call that? What's
A shirt.
It's not necessarily a shirt. It's a little more than that.
Well, the one that they were giving me a hard time
Is
about.
it a Guayavera?
It's kind of a
It's kind
Wyveta.
of a Y there. But it's a Hawaiian A&M
Hawaiian Latin.
Latin.
And
There's a lot going on.
And there's just one picture that shows, it shows just how fat I am in that shirt. And I look like a reupholstered couch. I acknowledge it. I've got work to do.
I don't see weight.
Dude,
I just weigh
hold on.
Instead of OB, they're going to call me obese.
What that photo is lacking is the voice of God that he had at that moment, right? Which there would be no making fun of at that moment.
And they
It would
made
have
it-
ended all.
They put on my website, our website,
My website.
Everyone's on TexAgs
Yeah.
website. They even made a thread about me and mocked me and Robert Cessna
Hey,
for our shirts.
tell them to meet you on the elliptical. No one will outwork you.
That's a fact.
gut or no gut. I don't care what they say.
I might need to get back.
Have you seen this guy do tricep? This one, what is that one called? Oh, dumbbell tricep extensions.
It's a clinic.
It's the best.
It's an absolute. He's a unit.
I'm a what?
You're a
Randy
unit.
Johnson. Hey
I
now.
thought you said a eunuch. I'm not a eunuch.
Well, that too.
Haven't gotten that bad.
Stephen, I'm going to ask you two different types of questions here, all right? Question number one, Obi, you can jump in. Why will 2025 be like 2020? Ooh.
Well, I know how it's not going to be.
Yeah, nobody's going to be sick.
No,
Let's hope.
yeah.
And
There's going to be people at the
They're going to be
games.
at the games, yeah.
We're not going to protest, thank God. What else?
Dan Mullen's going to be bitching about people making noise at games.
Exactly. Well, fortunately at UNLV, you don't have to worry about that. Let's see.
Offensive line, right?
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's definitely I think that would be the hope.
Very experienced offensive line
Very.
in their second year under a offensive line coach.
I don't even remember who was our running back in 2020.
In 2020,
Isaiah
we had
Spiller.
Isaiah Spiller.
Oh, gosh,
And Devon
yeah.
And
Achane.
Devon Achane.
Oh my God. Well, there's another similarity.
Yeah.
Yeah, good running backs.
Really good running backs.
Mobile quarterback.
A freshman Devon looking like an MVP, right?
And our
Yeah,
go-to
should've
wide
played
receiver
more.
that year was
Nice Smith.
Ooh, one of my favorites of all time.
Yeah.
Love that dude. He's a dog.
I think offensively you can make a
lot.
ton of comparisons.
A lot of similarities.
Yeah.
Okay.
A returning quarterback, obviously.
What that team had that this team has to prove it has is a highly productive tight end.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Now, granted, there's some good horses in that stall.
Yeah. But I don't think there's anybody as good as Weidemeyer yet.
Yeah. Weidemeyer, and I butcher his name, was especially impressive to me as a young guy.
Mhm.
And then I think he kind of got a little stiffer
Mhm.
and not as productive later in his career. But I'm cautiously optimistic about tight ends. I think it is a show me group. You have some good veteran guys. What's the kid from Texas that transferred in '84?
Yeah.
Mari Nyblack.
Mari Nyblack. And then you've got the young guy, Nagodi, or what's his name?
Keody Armstrong.
Keody.
Chiari.
I'm all over the place this morning. I'll be honest with you. I got really flustered.
Like, who's the Japanese player they added?
When I walked in, the power's off up here. They have a puppet show going on upstairs. It's
Is
weird.
that really happening?
It's a weird morning at TexAgs. I'm like, you've got me off my game. It's like some early pressures from the defensive coordinator, and you've got me off.
All right, here's one for you.
Here's another one. Mike Elko's calling the defense.
There you go. That's a great one.
That's got me more excited than anything right now.
This question, though,
More excited than that puppet show.
is not a fun question to ask. I heard about that puppet show.
You should go upstairs and just
What?
interject, man. You would crush it at a puppet show.
I'm sure I would.
Why will 2025, and please don't get mad at me for the question, be 8-4 like?
Oh man, I'll tell you one thing right now. It's the offense has got to prove that can consistently move the chains. Even if you're not getting yards, you're getting first downs. 3 and outs last year, I feel like plagued this offense, and that's one thing I want to see is the consistency, the ability to make easy plays, quarterbacks, decision making, getting the ball on time, being content, getting through the reads, right? And just find the guy in the flat for 4 yards. And then the ability to just run the football and move the chains. Last year, I felt like what plagued us was obviously turnovers offensively at times, right, in key moments. But 2 was just bad plays. Like, you're 3 and out and your defense back on the field.
I think one of the different in 2020, your better opponents, for the most part, came to Kyle Field. You lost at Alabama, but I think you went to Mississippi State, which was never an easy win, but they weren't a powerful team. Tennessee was even having some trouble that year, and South Carolina wasn't very good. So, you played Florida here. You played LSU here. So I think if you're looking for reasons that, you said, why would 2025 be like 2020 in a good way? We gave you that. If you're going to say in a bad way, one of the biggest differences is you're going to be challenged more, it appears, by stronger teams on the road than you did that year.
Yeah. And how about defensive line? I think that's one thing. I love Cassius Howe off the edge, but I think overall depth on the D line is a question mark for me. And then defensively, not just on the D line, but all 3 levels of the defense are we deep enough if we lose a guy? And it's inevitable. You're going to lose a key player. It happens to every team at all levels. But are we good enough to lose a guy like Wildy?
And I don't know, but what team in college sports right now is with the way, and the reason I'm saying this, I think depth all around college football is less because of NIL.
I would agree with that to some level.
Some teams can withstand it more, right? Ohio State, Texas can probably withstand it to still be a playoff level team.
We're going to find out week 1 about Texas and how they can withstand it with the draft, right? I mean, they lost a lot of guys.
I think I read between both teams, 30 guys that played in the playoffs are at the NFL.
It's no surprising. Winners, man. The NFL wants winners. It's
30 players from just 9 months ago, 8 months ago.
It is pretty wild. I feel pretty confident, though, that Georgia's going to have guys on defense, right? Like, I feel like even if they lose a guy, they're going to have a guy. And I feel pretty confident that Alabama, even this many years removed from Saban, is still going to have guys in depth.
Let's hit a break here. For insurance professionals and agency owners, Rollo Insurance Group is expanding their family of over 60 offices in the great state of Texas. Whether you're exploring career advancement or succession planning for your agency, their leadership team offers confidential conversations about joining forces, experience growth while maintaining the personal service your clients expect. The Rollo acquisition approach respects the legacy that you've built and the relationships that you're cultivating with clients over years of service. Their infrastructure provides technology marketing support for an expanded carrier access while preserving your agency's local identity. For producers seeking more independence, Rollo Insurance offers a pathway with stability and organized organization. Learn more about the professional opportunities at Rollo Insurance by going to rolloinsurance.com/TexAgs or call them up, 888-44-ROLLO. That's 888-44-ROLLO. It's Rollo Insurance. Adam's apple's popping out. Anyway, it is TexAgs Live. We're presented by David Gardner's Jewelers, Rollo Insured Studio. Buy, sell, hold. Presented by Paragon Financial. Stephen McGee is our QB1 and our financial QB at Paragon Financial Advisors, helping you call the right plays for your financial future. So what we're going to go with in this game is quarterbacks with 0 to very little experience, and you got to buy, sell, hold. And I'm going to give you the 3 names. And then Arch is not one of them because I think he's got a lot of experience compared to some of these guys. Okay? Ty Simpson has thrown 25 passes.
Okay.
C.J. Carr has never thrown a pass in a college football game. Julian Sayin has thrown 12. Buy, sell,
I thought you were going to throw in the Ole Miss kid. I was going to buy the Ole Miss kid.
Austin Simmons?
Yeah.
We can alternate.
No. For some reason, I'm curious what you say. I know I'm not going to change your opinion on this one, but I'm tempted to sell Ty Simpson at Alabama.
Yeah, that's what I'm selling.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
Did we just vibe?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna.
Okay, let's go.
I'm gonna buy Sayin. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that too. I knew you were going to say that.
And I'm going to hold C.J. Carr because I don't want to disrespect somebody that they're going to be playing.
I like C.J. Carr.
Actually, C.J. Carr would probably be the guy I would sell.
See, I'm selling C.J. Carr this year.
You're a car salesman.
I am. And a good one at that, by the way.
I think C.J. Carr, he has a lot. Doesn't he? Would you argue though that C.J. Carr is going to be asked to do a lot less with 2 really good running backs?
100, yes, I agree.
And a good offensive line. I think they return most of their guys.
Yes.
Right? So that's got.
But I think Alabama. I have Alabama winning the SEC. So I think
has a good
because of
offensive line,
that,
too.
yeah,
And
because
good
of that, Ty Simpson, I think will get at the end of the year will look better. Even though I think long term, both C.J. Carr and Julian Sayin will be better quarterbacks.
Sayin and Simpson have the best receivers to work with.
Well, Sayin has the best receiver to work with.
We got to drop it there. When we come back, Swope and McGee brought to you by Duck Camp on TexAgs Live.
Wonder what they'll be saying.
As a reminder, the final segment of the program is brought to you by Double Dave's. That is at 10:50. But right now, caller number 12, 979-693-1150. We're going to hook you up with your choice of a dozen pepperoni rolls or a large one-topping pizza from Double Dave's. They've been serving Aggieland since 1984 with your favorite pizza and, of course, those world-famous pepperoni rolls. Reliable in-house delivery, bringing piping hot goodness straight to your door. Just click on doubledaves.com, and your favorites are on their way. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for McGee and Swope, brought to you by Duck Camp. Whether you're gearing up for a hunt, fishing trip, or just trying to survive September in College Station, Duck Camp has you covered. Check it all out at duckcamp.com. Built for the outdoors and designed for everything else. We're all decked out in a little Duck Camp.
Heck yeah.
DC, baby.
I cannot wait. You know, next week is
Hall of Fame weekend.
Oh, no. No,
you're going to wear Duck Camp?
It's dove season, baby. It's dove season.
Yeah.
You got to break out the maroon.
Would not have guessed that.
No?
No, it was off my calendar.
I actually got some emails about, hey, you want to join us for some hunting? I was like, yeah.
You're a big bird guy now, aren't
Huge.
you?
I've shot one.
Shoot from the hip, aren't you?
Shot one. I missed 19. Shot one.
Did you ever go snipe hunting?
I've been wanting to go with you guys. You've been telling me how much fun it would be.
He did?
Yeah, you got to.
I cannot wait to see it.
I think we should go with Gabe. All of us go, all four.
I agree.
He's got.
It's fascinating. They're crazy animals. You got to be very careful. They're vicious.
Big teeth.
Oh.
Stealthy, right? Like they kind of sneak up on you.
Yeah. They do. Yeah, they have a way about them. It makes for a fun hunt, though, right?
I'm all in.
Yeah. You need good camo, though. In Duck Camp, they'll hook you up.
I want us all to wear the orange one.
We need to get Olin some Duck Camp. You know, they were making fun of his. I don't even. Did you see that shirt?
Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's like a.
Coach Slocum even liked it.
It's like a Mexican Hawaiian shirt. Is really what I think it is.
Mexican Hawaiian combo, and they were kind of dogging him online.
I think it was good look. I liked it.
Yeah, Olin could pull it off.
Yeah,
yeah,
and he did take it off.
I think we need to get him some swag.
Yeah.
By the way, Luke at Duck Camp's going to send him some pants because when we hang out over there, we don't want him to wear shorts.
He always converts over. He brings. Have you ever noticed that?
Yeah,
Olin brings a change of clothes to do his segment in the morning.
Because we're not supposed to wear shorts when we're on that shot. So, hey, welcome to the show, brothers.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. I'm excited.
Yeah,
football season is officially here.
I want to ask you, and Stephen, I want you to join on this. Obviously, you're here. How much faith do you have in the pass catchers this year?
Man, honestly, leading up to about last week, I didn't really know. I went to practice the other day, and I was let's just put it, I'm pretty optimistic about the current situation.
Dare we say extremely?
Yeah, I mean, I was out there, and I was just impressed with, honestly, the speed. Mm-hmm. I felt like Marcel, he was spinning the ball, which is exciting. And then these receivers, they look explosive. They're finishing their catches. 7 is, I think, going to be a difference maker. I think he can create separation, some mismatches, and I think he's kind of going to be our big play threat. Now, one thing that we do lack, obviously, is just, the frame, big size receiver, Mr. Dependable that we can go to. But I don't know, McGee, do you think that size is as important as speed these days? I just feel like speed.
If I had a nickel. I like guys to get open.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So receiver, what do you judge a receiver off of?
Production.
I would never forget, I went on a draft visit and I was sitting with Belichick. And he said, what is a wide receiver's job? And of course, here I am. I'm like, they need to understand depth and routes and get open. He's like, nah.
Get open,
catch the ball.
Yeah.
And I was like, football is that simple. And so, like, to me, what's the Miami Tyreek Hill?
Tyreek Hill, yeah.
I mean, that dude's what, 5'8", 5'9", doesn't matter. Dude's a baller. I mean, He just gets open and makes plays. Obviously, if all things are equal, if I'm going to build a bear, I'd rather him be 6'5", so I have a bigger target to throw at. But
for sure,
I would rather a receiver, if I'm going to give up stuff, if a big guy can't get in and out of breaks and separate, I want the little guy, right? Yeah. That's getting out of cuts.
Mr. Dependable. Yeah.
Yeah, I want the guy that's where he's supposed to be every time.
Like a Nye Smith was kind of that guy. And he was tough, and he was always in the right spot. And when it's third and short, you need that guy to show up. And so I think that we've got 4 guys that can play. At least what I saw last week at practice. That was one practice, and obviously we're in the SEC. It's a completely different league, but I could tell that there's pretty big transformation from last year to this year.
Good. They couldn't get open last year.
No, we couldn't, and so we got to create separation. We got to have that guy that creates mismatches, and I think ultimately with Marcel being a dual threat quarterback, having speed on the field is really going to help. It's going to go a long ways.
A lot of single high defenses.
Oh,
right.
Got to win your matchup.
What would you think whenever you get out there, you get a little single high safety?
Oh, I loved it.
You ready to eat?
Yeah, you pray for single. Yeah, you pray for man coverage.
Yeah, that's like having no rain during dove season, right? You know the birds are coming into the pond, right? That's the good stuff.
Nice segue. 2012. At this point in 2012, did you know we got a special wide receiver group? Did you know heading into the season, because you look at that, you had a big year. Mike, Easy was there. Malcolm Kennedy was there. Did you know that there was a special group at this point?
Yeah, I mean, I think for sure we knew kind of that summer at 7 on, doing the 7 on training and summer workouts, and then even the year before that, there was flashes of just some really positive things, and so yeah, we definitely knew, and I think it helps. We didn't know we had a quarterback. Obviously, that was still an in-camp competition, but you really can't. That's one of a kind, but just a different ball player. But certainly, just we were confident. We knew what we were capable of doing, and we had obviously leadership on with a bunch of senior leadership. Definitely helps and goes a long way.
I have an impossible question for you guys, and Luke, fact check me on this. But I believe the last time A&M, and I'm fairly sure I'm correct, had a 1,000-yard receiver was 2013 Mike Evans.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So, do we get a 1,000-yard receiver this year? Oh, excuse me, Josh Reynolds, 2016. There you go. Still,
Christian Kirk did not.
He did not.
He
was like 9.
I would have lost a lot of money on that one. I would have figured Christian Kirk would have. Is Christian Kirk? Is Swope the all-time leading yardage guy?
Yeah.
And Christian Kirk is 2? But then he never had 1,000 yards?
Technically, Kirk had 1,009, but it was 2015. But 2016 was the last time A&M had a 1,000-yard receiver.
Okay. That's some deep fact checking right there. I love that. Damn, look at you coming through.
So Christian
he had
Kirk,
928 in 2016 and then 919 in 2017. So he was really close.
Wow.
But it's been forever since being close.
Exactly.
That's the point, right?
Yeah.
Is that are we going to get production in the pass game?
I'm going out on a limb and saying yes.
Yeah.
So you saw enough from KC or whoever?
I think KC could ultimately do it. I mean, also, what's his name? Number
Craver.
1 and 3. 1 and 3.
Craver. What I always get it, Bethel Roman or Roman Bethel.
Ashton Bethel Roman. Yeah, ABR.
ABR. Let's go ABR.
ABR.
ABR's got a little speed to him.
Dude,
Did he show up to you too? Yeah.
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
He looked good.
Great.
Obviously,
I like
you got
both of
Bussy too.
You can use Bussy, and Bussy looks bigger. He looks like he's been working out.
That's the question. Are there enough guys now though where you say it splits up there? I mean, if you're asking just simply, are they going to get 1,000 yards? Does Concepcion lose catches just because you have guys like Craver and other very capable wide receivers? I mean, maybe.
Maybe not. I think it creates opportunity.
Yeah.
But you don't have like a big frame guy that, for me, it was like Mike always had a safety over the top. And so I just had to win my guy. I had to beat my man. And so he took a lot of the shadow, and I just had to win. And so, but again, it's going to be single high safety, beat your man and win. And I think that their speed is going to be really going to be create some mismatches on defense.
How about this for a mismatch perspective? The running game, including Marcel's running game. Now you're going to have to be thinking about multiple things.
Well, that's the biggest mismatch. Returning offensive line.
Maybe
the things you feel most confident about is our ability to run the football. I mean, it seems incomprehensible that this offense this year, if we're not able to run the football, something's gone terribly amiss, right? Like, you've got a quarterback that needs to impose his legs on the defense. I think that's one of the biggest things I want to see is a defense coming into the game knowing that Marcel's the starter. Can he still get production in the run game? I think for the offense to have success deep in the SEC, he's going to have to make a difference with his legs. Obviously, you got to have a balanced attack. We got to throw the ball, conception, all that stuff. but this offense is going to start first in the run game. Le'Veon Moss is a dog.
I love Le'Veon Moss.
Dude is unbelievable. If he's healthy, I mean, that's the question mark. Is
he says he is.
Yeah, I want to see it.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, ACL is a big injury for a running back, and different guys handling it. I mean, it could take some time. You obviously have good runners, but there, in my opinion, there's a big difference between Le'Veon Moss and everybody else today.
I stood next to him on Tuesday, I think it was.
He's big.
He is, but he looks also more cut. So he's lost some weight, but he has added size.
Were you surprised at how? I mean, that dude's he's yoked, man.
He is yoked.
He's an animal.
Yeah.
He runs with a motor. I love seeing that.
I love his mentality. I love his quote to Olin. Whenever he asks, like, whenever he
likes to
I'm not running out of bounds. That's running away from a fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said, I'm gonna run through that.
Oh, yeah. Run through that.
Letter word.
That truck.
I'm gonna run through his face. Yeah, exactly. And there's something about that mentality that I think is rare in today's NIL, pay me, all about me. This dude's out there, like, he reminds me a lot of Anais Smith in a different way. And they just want to go play football and compete and win.
Well, look, Obi and I talked about it. I want a running back. I want players, but I want my running back to think that way. Even though every once in a while it's probably smarter to go out of bounds. I want my running back to say, "Nah, I'm going through this football."
I don't want my running back ever going out of bounds.
I want him to. I want him to punish people
every play. If there's a guy on the sideline, you run through him.
Yep.
And if you don't, you're going on the bench. Like, I'm reminding you.
Yeah.
I agree.
That's for the quarterback. All right. There's a different mentality here. My running back,
McGee kind of had that mentality.
Unfortunately,
he
right?
did. When he ran the ball, he put his head
but I was
down.
running
He
back,
punished
right?
people.
So, I mean, that's.
I love to see it.
I don't know if I punished anybody. I got punished. But
you just got up every time, though.
Le'Veon Moss, I think, brings that energy that the team can respond to. And then this offensive line, too. It's, Trey Zune, Majreed Adams. No one talks about Adams around here as much. I mean, and I get it. Offensive line, it's never a sexy position to, like, dive into. And you're like, oh, yeah, watch this guy pull on a counter play and look at his feet and watch him in pass pro when he sets and their ability to pick up a twist. That's just, no one wants to talk about that. But those dudes are productive, veteran players.
It's a unit up there, too.
It is a unit. And so that
I'm excited.
year two of the offense, there shouldn't be confusion. Shouldn't have pre-snap penalties as much, right? I mean, all those things you're worried about in year one, communication of a new system and quarterback, offensive coordinator, communication, understanding what's being asked of you. There's a lot going for this team.
I've said this before, and tell me if you agree. If you get what you got last year from your running game and your offensive line, and you just take a minor step up, right? I want to see more from a minor step from Marcel, but I'm talking those two levels. The offensive line was pretty darn good last year.
Yeah.
Le'Veon was, if not the best running back in the SEC, one of the 2-3 best in the SEC. You just take a minor step up. What does that do for the offense?
Yeah, I mean, I think I still think we could have been better towards the end of the season. Obviously, we had some injury, but I mean, they're all coming back. They're confident. They're comfortable, and I think it could be a big difference maker. I mean, obviously, if we can stay healthy, that's the biggest thing in this league. But we have some depth there too, and so with guys returning, they're comfortable. They're confident, and I think that it could be a big year for our offense.
Would you say minor step in the pass game produces a break even of 9 wins, right? All things being equal.
Well, and
if you're at 8 wins to start the season, you say, okay, hey, this pass game takes a nice step forward. You're like, hey, I could see us winning 9. If they take a big step forward, I see us, hey, like
10 ceiling.
10's not out of the question.
4th and 1s go our way as opposed to the way they went at the end of the last season.
That's a big deal around here. Yeah, it's like,
I'm just saying though, but like if Le'Veon's there, I think the plays look different, no doubt. And I love Amari, but if you can feel real confident on 4th and 1 that you're going to get it, and you score, what was it, 4th and 3, the first one against Texas, and 4th and 1. Let's say you convert those, that game looks completely different.
I totally agree. But I would also argue that if this pass game is stagnant, it's the same as it was last year. I think you're staring down the barrel of 7-5, 8-4.
SEC's a grinder.
It's a grinder, man. I mean, it's the best football in the country, and it's not the ACC like Clemson's schedule, right? They have one hard game in the year. This is not the Big 12 where you're like, oh man, we're going to find ourselves in the Big 12 championship no matter what, just because we don't play anybody. That's not the reality we live in, and so it's an every week show me game, and it is almost impossible to win at the highest level without good quarterback play.
Here's one for you guys. Which revamped group gives you the most pessimism and optimism? I'm going to give you the groups that I think, or the rooms that are revamped. Wide receiver, defensive line, and I put defensive backs as a group because you've got Tyreek Chappelle coming back. You've added Julian Humphrey, so they're going to feel a little different. Which from those three are you most pessimistic about? And then which of those three are you most optimistic about?
Probably the receiver room.
You're most optimistic about?
Optimistic about the receiver room, for sure.
Yeah. I tell you, I guess that this could go anyway. I feel really good about all three day one. I guess if you want to have pessimism on the back end, it's depth, right? It's, hey, what if Will Lee gets hurt?
Yep.
That's my biggest concern. And it seems like it's inevitable that almost every year we've had guys in that group get hurt. And then safeties, right? If you're including safeties in the corner room, I think that's my biggest question mark. Wide receivers, I want to see it on game day.
Yep.
I want to see guys get open on game day and produce. So, to me, it's defensive line is like I'm most optimistic about. I feel like Cassius Howe, I've seen enough out of that guy. He's a problem off the edge. And then on the interior of the D-line, I feel like Regis and those guys are really good. I think we still have enough guys inside.
Tell me if you agree with this. In the first segment, I was telling OB that like certain coaches get the benefit of the doubt, regardless if things change. Sark, new wide receivers every year. People still believe that offense is going to be clicking. Lane Kiffin, same kind of thing. I feel that way about Coach Elko. Like I just expect the defense. I don't worry about. I know last year was not very good defensively, but I just think his reputation, his time with different programs, makes me feel the same way about Coach Elko defensively.
Right.
Look, everyone knows this. I've said this a million times. There's one thing I love about this football team this year. It's Mike Elko.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to play as a quarterback for Mike Elko. I think he's head coaches that are not the governor. They're not the politician guy. They're actually involved and they understand football. I think about Saban. I think about Belichick. Like the best guys at all levels, in my opinion, are fully enveloped in football and X's and O's. And that's why, in my opinion, the programs are able to continue to have success, even though they have tons of turnover below them. Turnovers are, offense coordinator, defense coordinator at Alabama work on almost every year, right? Mm-hmm. People want to poach that success, but they just kept producing. Why? Well, because the guy in charge set the standard and knew what he wanted to do from a play calling perspective and how to implement it. And to me, that's Mike Elko, certainly from a defensive point of view. I think he knows exactly what he wants to do. He loves football. He's smart. He's a grinder. And I think the players respect him because he sets the standard and he holds them accountable, but it's fair, right? He's going to challenge those guys and make them better football players. But on game day, just like Saban, even though he's hard on them in practice, he puts those guys in a position to succeed on Saturday so they can accomplish their own personal goals as well. And I think there's that level of respect that players get from Mike Elko. And so I saw it almost every Saturday, third downs. That's when your defensive coordinator puts in the magic, right? First and second down, you're a lot of base defense. Guys got to make plays, but then it sets up third, right? And third and long is when the defensive coordinator imposes his will on the game plan. He forces a quarterback to be hot. He gives him a bunch of bad, looks on the back end. He thinks it's single high, but it's really too high, just inverted look. But he's hot, and the quarterback gets confused, and it creates turnovers, sacks, game-changing plays. That's the Mike Elko effect that we didn't have last year. I didn't think we were good enough on third down.
It's hard to follow that up.
Yeah, right.
No, I mean, I'm to kind of levy on what he was saying. McGee's right. Coach Elko, he's a guy that we would love to go play for. He's a competitor. He holds a high standard. He's a disciplinary coach, and he's smart, and he knows X's and O's. So, that's probably one thing I'm most excited about. It's a guy I'd want to go play for, and I think that, being year two, he's going to be a lot more comfortable, and I think he's going to groove for us. I think he's going to do big things, and I'm anxious to see on Saturday.
How many Mountain Dews do you think Coach Elko's had this morning?
Probably 2 or 3.
He's a legend, huh? By 8 a.m., dude's had a 12-pack.
Gentlemen, thank you very much. Appreciate it,
man.
And appreciate Duck Camp for the gear. All right, let's hit a break here. We'll come back. AT, Aaron Torres. But right now we're talking Heritage Films. If you want to preserve your family story, you're talking about your family business, your family ranch, or just, I was hanging out with my parents yesterday. Tell your dad's story, your mom's story. Let Chance McClain and his team at Heritage Films tell that story. They make these 2-hour documentaries that are fantastic. They're time capsules for the future generations. So your kids and their kids and their kids will know all about your family. He also does family ranches, and everybody's ranch is so important to their family for the future generations. They understand what they're inheriting. What you need to do is call up Chance McClain at 713-893-8341. That's 713-893-8341. Or go to the website, yourheritagefilm.com, yourheritagefilm.com. We're talking about a 2-hour documentary. It takes about 8 to 10 weeks to finish it, but he'll come to your house, he'll light it up. It'll be a fantastic experience for the entire family. Yourheritagefilms.com. It's Heritage Films. And we're back. TexAgs Live, presented by David Gardner's Jewelers Rollo Insurance Studio. Time for Around College Football, brought to you by Milliken Reserve, a College Station community featuring homes, trails, farms, and wide open spaces with a mission to build a healthy community around nature. Take part in the Milliken Reserve community with a Conservancy membership. Learn more at millikenreserve.com. With that, we go to the Buppy's Catering and Bartending Hotline, by the way. Buppy's, are they still setting up, Luke? Awesome. We'll have some food here at some point. I don't know why I'm telling the audience that, because they can't eat it. Too bad for them. AT can't either. Aaron Torres of Aaron Torres Online. Good morning, sir.
What's up, buddy? How you doing? Happy game week.
Happy game week to you.
Last week, but it's like, yeah, it's game week for the Aggies. Let me put it that way. Game week for the Ags. Game week for most of college football. I hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Hope you're doing well.
I hope you're doing fantastic yourself. And where are you today? Because, last week you were at an airport. Once I think you were at a safari desert. It sounds like you're just like in a library today.
I am at my house.
Okay.
I actually, well, I shouldn't say, but I'm at my house. Nothing bad. I'm changing my taping schedule a little bit, so I'm going to be going live here in a little bit. But obviously, I'm not competition for you, so I didn't want to say it like that. But Thursday morning, I'm at the crib and just get, you know what I'm doing, David Nuño? I'm grinding tape. How does that sound? I'm just grinding tape. I got UL Monroe tape in, and I'm just breaking down how the offensive tackles are and pass protection. Just typical Thursday guy stuff. No big deal.
You're a grinder. Hey now. So let's go through your surprises in college football playoffs, right? I saw that you have Florida as a playoff team, but I ask you why, Aaron Torres, why is Florida a college football playoff team?
So I'm glad you asked me that. So first of all, I think this record strength thing, it was such a push for the SEC. I think a 9-3 SEC team is going to get it. And, I'll say this, David, I very much had Texas A&M in that group that I thought could get in. I just worry about how the schedule breaks in some way for the Aggies. I think it's been pretty clear from our conversations the last 6 weeks or so that, I'm a believer in what Mike Elko is doing in year two. I just worry about the three probably most prominent opponents, if you will, being on the road, a 3-game road trip in the middle of the season, sandwiched between 2 big road games. So A&M was in that conversation. Now, obviously, what could be a huge swing game is Florida at A&M. I didn't really look at, picking every single team game by game or anything like that. But I just think when you look at Florida, am I worried about DJ Lagway's health? I am. But I think the counter to that is that team really got going last year because of very good line play on both sides of the football. Most of the key components, they were back. And if you have great line play on both sides, you're going to be in a position to win a lot of football games. And so, I have them at 9-3, and I think just looking at that schedule at 9-3, that means that they're going to beat some pretty darn good teams. Is it Georgia on a neutral? Is it Texas at home? I can say it on this show. Is it at Texas A&M? Is it at LSU? But I do think, Sankey has been so public about the record strength mattering and about wins and losses not mattering as much. I think there's going to be a 9-3 SEC team in there. It was funny when we were doing our picks on my Fox Sports radio show. Jason Martin, my partner, actually, when I said 9-3 SEC team, he actually thought I was going to say A&M. So I think A&M is going to be in that mix, but I just picked Florida, for the sake of doing something a little bit different going into this season.
Talking to Aaron Torres here on TexAgs Live. AT, I want to ask you how much home field advantage will matter in some of these marquee matchups. Obviously, Clemson is hosting LSU. Miami is hosting Notre Dame. Ohio State is hosting Texas. Home field matters, obviously, but how much will it matter this weekend, especially considering you've got veteran quarterbacks in the Clemson game, you've got new quarterbacks in the Miami game, you've got new quarterbacks in the Ohio State-Texas game?
Well, and I think it varies a lot, right? I mean, Clemson at night, is a lot different than Miami, where probably half of the people there are going to be Notre Dame fans. The thing that really stands out to me, David, is looking at all of the marquee games, it feels like basically everywhere it's not so much to me the new players. Everyone's got new coordinators. That's kind of what I think makes makes so many of these games interesting. Is Notre Dame, Miami. Miami's defense was terrible last year, so they have a new coordinator. But Notre Dame also lost Al Golden to the NFL. Gus Malzahn calling plays for Florida State's offense. I don't think Gus Malzahn's maybe the head coach that I want in 2025, but he had a top 5 rush offense in America last year at UCF. Obviously, Ohio State. Listen, I think the number one X factor for me in Ohio State, Texas is you have the veteran Steve Sarkisian calling plays against Matt Patricia, who, he was a former NFL head coach. Is he any good anymore? Was he ever any good to begin with? I think we're going to find out on Saturday. So, I think everyone, and I'm not, I hope it doesn't sound like I'm criticizing the question or everything, but, everyone's focused on this team, this matchup, this game, this venue. And I think, to me, so many new faces and so many new places in the coordinator spots, I think, to me, is going to be such an interesting part of this dynamic heading into week 1.
My buddy Peter Burns tweeted this out, and I just want to get your thoughts on this. When's the last time that sports made you cry, AT?
The last time sports made me cry, I teared up when Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce got engaged. No, I'm kidding. I don't know. I'm not a super emotional guy. I will say the closest I think I ever came to crying from my team losing was when I was at UConn in 2006. UConn lost. UConn was the number 1 team in the country, number 1 seed in the NCAA tournament. They lost to George Mason in the Elite Eight. I felt a quiver of a tear, starting to well in my eye. I don't know if it ever officially rolled down my cheek. So, I'm just not a big crier. So, bad person to ask. I don't know if you have a good one off the top of your head that you
I got 2.
share with the audience, 'cause
I got 2 for you. The last time was in 1997 when the Rockets lost to the Jazz in the Western Conference Finals. Charles Barkley trying to win his championship and Stockton hit the 3. I was in college. I was a man, and it's embarrassing. I admit that. There were some tears. I was drunk. That shows you how long ago it was. And before that, you were probably not even born. The Oilers-Bills 1992 playoff game, 93 playoff game, where they were up 35-7 and lost. I think it was 45-42, something like that. Those are the last 2 times I remember crying.
Listen, speaking of early 90s football, I know we've probably got to run in a minute. Have you had a chance to watch the Cowboys doc yet?
I've watched the first 2 episodes. It's fantastic.
Yes. So I'm about 4-ish episodes in. I don't know how far it goes. One of the better you knew it was going to be good because of the content and the characters in play. But I'm about 4 episodes in right now. I've been a little bit under the weather this week, so I've been able to kind of get it going. Great stuff that I think, obviously, with your audience specifically is going to resonate very well. But, yeah, I have been digging the heck out of it. So, since you're talking 90s, early 90s football, I figured I'd at least add.
AT, I got to let you go, but I'll just ask you quickly. What do you think about UTSA, Texas A&M? I know you're picking the Ags to win, but do you think it's a little closer because of the Jeff Traylor factor and the offense that they typically put out there?
I think it could be. I think you just have to set the tone for what is going to be the next few weeks. Run the crap out of the football, shove it down people's throat, let everybody know that you're a bully. I know you got another game before it really ramps up with Notre Dame and Auburn in the coming weeks. But I just set the tone. You've been hitting each other for the last 5 weeks. For 9 months, you've been waiting for this game. Just set the tone for the week ahead. I think they win pretty convincingly. I'm not as worried about the other dynamics and things of that nature going into this week.
Appreciate you, AT. Have a great one.
All right, brother. We'll talk next week. Thank you.
Later, bro. All right. Good stuff there. We'll hit a break here. When we come back on TexAgs Live, Johnny Harris. Johnny Harris is going to join us. He usually joins us on Wednesday, but he had to flip around the schedule. Brad's Running Company, they're at Century Square, and they're Aggie-owned, and they're a specialty running store with an outstanding selection of running gear shoes, and they have the great brands like Brooks and On and Hoka. If you're a runner or a walker interested in fitness at all, the right shoe makes all the difference, and at the Brad's Running Company, they're passionate about running and finding that right shoe for you. So when you go there, if you need help, like you're not really sure, a lot of you are sure if you're runners, right? You know what works for you, you're brand loyal. But if you're not really sure, you want to find, hey, I'm having these kind of issues, let them help you out. They'll find you the exact shoe that you need. They have Viore, they have Duck Camp, outdoor apparel, they have Turtle Box speakers, Stanley Cup, you name it. It is the Brazos Running Company located at Century Square below the Star Cinema Grill in College Station. It is the Brazos Running Company. All right, we're back on TexAgs Live. We're presented by David Gardner's Jewelers, Rollo Insurance Studio. Let's check in with our good friend, the football takeover czar himself, John Harris. He's from footballtakeover.com. And, of course, he's the Texans sideline reporter and my dear friend, Johnny. Good morning, buddy.
Good morning, David. How are you? Happy college football week 1.
Buddy, I am pumped. And honestly, I feel like when the calendar actually becomes game week, I'm in a better mood up until a loss, right? I'm like, work, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is the first week of school at A&M, and the traffic is, but the traffic hasn't, it's been bad, but I've been pleasant around because I know I have a game this weekend.
Yeah, it's funny. You know, I'm aged and seasoned more than you, of course. And every single year of my life, growing up as a coach's son, and then coaching myself, and then being in it as I am now, like I set my body clock. My body clock is just automatically set, honestly, to football season. That when it's time for week 1, it's just, everything looks a little better. The drive isn't as long. The traffic, like you said, isn't as bad. The music sounds that much better because you know that starting tonight, college football is back. Now, it was back last Saturday, but there are only a handful of games. But there was a sloppy one in Ireland, but yet a competitive one with Iowa State, Kansas State. But this is the true start of the season. And for me, I love it because we get a break from the preseason. We get this bye week before we go take on the LA Rams on the 7th. So I get a chance to sit back. The next couple days, it's kind of a little less of work, and I can just sit back and do more work watching college football, which you know that I love. And a lot of people forget that. They're like, oh, you're a Texans guy. I'm like, dude, I covered college football for years. That's what really got me in the business of doing this. And so now I look at it and say, it's like being at a party and I've got, beers in both hands. I've got a Coors on one side and I don't know, I've got an IPA on the other because I had college and NFL, like and do both, even though I don't drink. So maybe the beer analogy doesn't work.
Talking to John Harris on the Buppy's Catering and Bartending Hotline. Buppy's is actually hooking us up with some food today. We'll be more on that in a little bit. All right, Johnny, let's talk. I don't remember if I asked you this last week, but I'll try to take it if I did for a different perspective. The quarterbacks in this A&M UTSA game, all right? You got Marcel, who at his high level is an elite quarterback, right? When what we saw against LSU, one of the highest moments of not only the A&M football season, but I think of any quarterback last year. All right, so you got that. And you've got Olin Buchanan. What have you seen from Olin Buchanan at his best? What have you seen from Marcel at his best?
Well, I'll start with Marcel. I just think that with Marcel, he does everything pretty well. Like, I think Marcel, if he's got an elite trait, if you want to call it that, I think it's his movement skills, it's his speed. And I think that in today's game is that much more important because it puts so much damn pressure on defenses to be disciplined, to have eye discipline. And then sometimes there's almost too much discipline. And then Marcel can exploit in a passing game. Obviously, everybody wants to see Marcel throw the ball better than he did even throughout last year. But I felt like he got better throwing the football. I think he'll be better throwing the football. I think you're more comfortable in your second year in a scheme. Things sound familiar. Things look familiar. The game starts to slow down. And I think that's where he's going to end up thriving. Now, is it going to look like, perfection in week 1? No. And I hope that there aren't Aggies, out there going, well, he went 19-20. He sucks. What's wrong with him? And that's over exaggerating a little bit, because I do think Aggie fans, for the most part, are fairly reasonable in their expectations, especially in week 1. Hey, look, we can go out there against UTSA. Let's just win the game. We want to look good. Let's look good. Let's look clean. Let's have clean operations, not a lot of penalties, all that kind of stuff. And I think Marcel's going to be a big reason for that. And again, got experienced offensive line. You've got really good running backs. The transfer receivers, including KC, I think are going to make this offense go. And maybe it'll look a little different than last year. But I just think Marcel, he doesn't, and this term gets used, and it gets used wrong, I think, incorrectly, and that's game manager. But he's got to manage the game, but he's got to manage the decision-making too. When to take off, when to put the ball in the belly and leave it there of a running back, when to pull it and run himself. So I think all of those kind of play in to what Marcel's got to do. But again, Marcel puts so much pressure on the defense just because of his movement skills. Now, one thing about A&M's defense facing Owen, and I thought about it the other day. I know when I was playing, I didn't really face a left-handed quarterback that I could think of. I'm like, man, I don't remember facing a lefty quarterback. And I've talked to guys over the years, like pass rushers in particular. I've asked them, I've said, hey, is it different facing a lefty quarterback? And I've had guys tell me, oh, yeah, it is. It's incredibly different. Ball spins different. It comes out of his hand different. It looks different. And so I think that's got to be something that, the A&M defense has got to catch on. But, I think if I'm UTSA, and I don't love to live this way because I love to have my explosive chunk plays. I love to have those. But I think it's going to behoove UTSA to just dink and dunk the ball on the field. Telling Owen, look, you take the check down. You take the small profit. We'll live with 3rd and 2 all day long if that keeps A&M's offense on the sideline. Because I don't think UTSA's defense is going to stop A&M. I think A&M would be the entity that stops A&M. So I think defensively, just read keys, play your position, be disciplined. If Owen decides to get out of the pocket, then hit him with everything you got. Make him regret that decision. But I think Owen can just dink and dunk his way down the field, and maybe you play that into your game plan. Like, hey, take away the short stuff. Make him try and hold it for a half second. Give Cassius some opportunity to get to the quarterback. And I think if they are able to do that, then we're going to see how good this A&M defensive line can be. And I think it's going to be good, but there are going to be question marks because they've lost 3 high draft picks from that defensive line, which you all know. But they've got other players that can step up and step into those roles and be even better. Like I said, including Cassius Howell, who I know the NFL knows all about.
Johnny, before I let you go, if Texas does a good job of neutralizing Jeremiah Smith again, 1 reception, 3 yards last year, and they still ended up winning. But this is a different Ohio State team. How does Ohio State combat that this year? Or do they? I mean, does Jeremiah Smith find a way to get open in this one?
Well, I think they have to manufacture the touches. See, last year against Texas, if they took away Jeremiah Smith, which they did, and by the way, it's interesting because a lot of people are like, oh, they double and triple team Jeremiah Smith. No, not really. But it was other guys that stepped up. Emeka Ibuka, Travion Henderson, Quinshon Judkins. And David, what's the common thread amongst those 3 players? They're now in the NFL. So from that standpoint, it's going to be Max Clary, the tight end, the transfer from Purdue. It's going to be Carnell Tate, who made a couple of catches last year, that they're probably going to have to not force the ball to. They're probably going to have to get contributions from them. And even at that point, I still probably this year double and triple cover, roll all my coverages to Jeremiah Smith because I'm going to force those guys to beat me and not let Jeremiah Smith do it. Ohio State's what they have to do is get the ball to Jeremiah Smith, bubble screens, now screens, push passes, put him in motion, line him up all over the field, try and mess with Texas coverages. But Texas cannot, if they plan to win that game, they cannot allow Jeremiah Smith to have 8 to 10 touches. They'll get roasted. If they keep him to 2 to 3 touches like the Cotton Bowl, they got an opportunity because the other guys just aren't at the level of the talent that was there last year. And you've got a guy in Julian Sayin who's starting for the first time at Ohio State. And C.J. Stroud will tell you this. Will Howard will tell you this. Every Ohio State quarterback will tell you this. There is a bleep ton of pressure on the Ohio State quarterback to come out and throw for 8 touchdowns and 500 yards in the first matchup. That isn't going to happen against this Texas defense. So how many plays can Julian Sayin make against this Texas defense to put Ohio State in position to win that don't include Jeremiah Smith? And I think that's going to be the trouble for Ohio State. I got Texas winning this one on the road.
Johnny, I appreciate you, brother. Thank you very much.
Love you, man. See you soon, buddy.
Love you, bro. All right, that'll do it for this segment. When we come back, Around the SEC, brought to you by the Jaxer Group, and an update from the lobby. You'll want to hear that next on TexAgs Live. Hey, I'm on the air. Welcome back to TexAgs Live. We're presented by David Gardner's Jewelers Rollo Insurance Studio. Around the SEC, brought to you by the Jaxer Group. And Nick, I'm going to come to you in a second, but I want to read this because this kind of goes along with Around the SEC. 11 years ago today, this is from Fox Sports, Kenny Hill burst onto the scene with 511 yards and 3 touchdowns, powering Aggie football to a 52-28 victory for his first start for Texas A&M. Do you remember that day clearly?
Yeah, I actually
do.
I remember it vividly. First game on the SEC Network, Thursday night. Very fun.
Very fun. Do you have a quick note for us?
Yeah,
on
just
the
real
SEC?
quick, I thought this was interesting. Paul Feinbaum typically is he's got the SEC's back, right? He's going to take Clemson over LSU in that opener, Battle of Death Valleys, and he says basically he prefers Cade Klubnik over Garrett Nussmeier. So I was just kind of surprised by that, and I know we got something else to get to. So that's all I got.
I'll say this. I think Garrett Nussmeier has more hot. I think Garrett Nussmeier's got more highs than Cade Klubnik. I think Cade really just found his groove towards the end of last season. We'll see how this year plays out. Let's go check in with Luke Evangelos in the lobby. Luke is going to give us a little tour, or like a viewing, if you will, of Buppy's Catering and Bartending. They brought TexAgs some food, and I'm not doing this to make the audience jealous, but look at this food right here. And it's interesting, Luke, you can attest to this. I think you have a mic on you.
Yep.
That the lobby, as soon as this food came, everybody from Texas Filmworks, upstairs, the fan show guys, interns.
It's packed now.
Oh, it's not as packed as it looked a moment ago.
We've got Mr. Buppy right here.
Hey, Mr. Buppy. Look at that.
The food looks absolutely phenomenal. I had some chicken fajitas earlier, and they were just exquisite.
I hear Roy May in the background. Everybody, there's some people in this building that don't talk to us on the content team at all, but right now they all want to be in the lobby with us. That's just uncool. Look, I appreciate your feedback. That was a really good segment. Thank you, sir. Did he quit? Did he tap out?
I muted him.
Okay, that's why. All right, thank you to Buppy's Bartending and Catering, Buppy's Catering and Bartending. Great food, and at some point during this hour, I may eat some of that. Reach out to them for all of your catering needs. All right, we're going to hit a break. When we come back, The Fan Show, brought to you by Prize Picks, Roy May, Hunter Shurtleff, Matt Browning, and, of course, all of you involved in the text line at 979-693-1150. It's TexAgs Live. ever. Hey, everybody. Welcome into TexAgs Live. We're presented by David Gardner's Jewelers, Rollo Insurance Studio. It is time for the Fan Show, presented by PrizePicks. PrizePicks is the largest independently owned daily fantasy sports platform in North America. They're the easiest and most exciting way to play DFS. It's you against the numbers. Instead of battling thousands of players, including the pros and the sharks, you pick more than or less than 2 to 6 players, stat projections, and watch the winnings roll. Go to prizepicks.com/TexAgs. Use the code TexAgs, and you'll have a blast playing. Gentlemen, hello.
Good morning.
It's game week.
Game week.
Oof.
Roy May, hello.
Whoa, what's up?
Hunter Shurtleff, hello.
It's here.
Matt Browning, hello.
Hunter's wearing a full hat.
For a full season of wins.
I mean, it'd be like Spurrier showing up on the sidelines with a regular hat.
I'd wear a visor a lot. Also wear a ball cap a lot. So, you know.
But you're known. It's like what you're known for. The visor's your thing.
I will say though, if you're listening on the radio, you'll have to check it out later, like on the Rewind or something, or watch the Fan Show because the hat is pretty elite. The block tee is always elite.
It's a great hat.
It's a good hat.
Yeah.
Let's check in at the Angry Elephant News and Social Center because typically, let's see if he remembers what to do. Luke Evangelist, I don't know if you've worked a Fan Show, have you? Do you know what to do? What's on your mind? Look at you!
You've worked him back in the old days.
Yeah, old studio.
Like old studio
Fan Show, yeah.
I remember, yeah.
So you've been around that long.
Yeah, this is now about to be my 3rd football season.
Wow.
Yeah.
And my
congrats.
5th.
Getting long in the tooth, man.
I mean, how many have you done of this?
Whenever it started.
The original Fan Show, right?
The original Fan Show.
With Brandon Jones?
Oh, yeah.
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 In the red studio?
I saw yesterday when Gabe did his show, I don't know if you guys got to check it out, they showed Brandon Jones and Gabe, I guess it was, 2011?
I think so.
I didn't recognize either of them.
Yeah. Gabe had hair.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Baby face Brandon, no beard.
Yep.
Anyway, let's start off with Matt Browning because you haven't started in a while.
No, I never get to start. This is a nice little change. It's game week.
Think of it as batting cleanup.
Yeah. That's. Hey, you know what? Thanks, Roy. It's game week. That's all.
Is it?
That's all we can say. Everybody's fired up. You can tell, just around town, a little different vibe. Everybody's excited, just to get a new season started, and it's going to be hopefully a very fun and impressive season is what the hope is. You see how my attitude has changed as we've gotten closer.
In May, you were just like, I don't know, man. I don't
3
know.
weeks ago, he was ready to jump off a cliff.
Give me about 24 more hours, and we're going to win the national championship this year. So
he's only moved into the hope stage.
Yeah, hey, it's game week, man. That's all I can say. I'm pumped. It's going to be a fun game. Looking forward to this weekend and just seeing some new faces. Really excited to watch that receiving core. Yep. I want to see, what kind of strides they've taken at, quarterback and other things. But the D-line's also been one of the big question marks. But I'm excited watching that linebacking group. They look like they're going to be maybe one of the strengths of the team, along with the running back crew. So there's a lot that this game's going to tell us. And I hope it's a dominating performance. UTSA is not a pushover. They're going to be a decent little opponent. I'd like to see us though go out and just hammer them is what I'd love to see, but we'll see what it looks like.
Mr. Shurtleff, what's on your mind?
Well, there's a lot going on, right? Here at the start of the season, we get the 9-game announcement on SEC and
Arch already won the Heisman.
I have Arch fatigue, no doubt. I'm not a hater, but I have fatigue already, right? Yeah. I don't know if the guy can live up to that, but what's great, driving over here, right? Tailgate tents are up. Mm-hmm. Campus full of students, traffic. Yeah. So season's upon us. I loved Olin's article today, right? It's okay to have hope. It's okay to be optimistic. There's so many people out there just like, coach speak, show me on the field. But, hey, I get that, all right? The fan base is a little bit beaten down, disappointed, and I'm done looking back. But we were so close in year one of Mike Elko last year. We were on the cusp of making the college football playoff. And I think I'm optimistic. I think we got a better quarterback situation. We got the stable back there. Yeah. We got the new receivers, the Smurfs, if you will, right? So
the line.
I'm optimistic. It's okay to be.
I tell you what, I will say one thing that does make me optimistic is I genuinely feel like we've got the right guy. I think that's the biggest thing. I genuinely feel like we got the right guy. And
I agree.
Yeah. So sorry, Roy.
Mr. May.
We're like 48 hours from kickoff, and you know me. So like I'm bullish on this team.
11-1 bullish or like 9-3 bullish?
That.
Okay.
I'll get to that.
All right. Sorry, sir.
I do want to give a quick shout out though to two programs because they have started their seasons. Aggie soccer's undefeated, big win with UConn.
Yep.
I want to see that continue with that program. We need to get back to where we should be, quite frankly. And that's one of the programs on campus where I can say where we should be, right? Jamie Morrison, massive victory over Minnesota, right? So great start to the season for them, we'll say it's game week. It's finally here, right? And it's the whole, I just want to see it on the field. Dude, you and I are like same brain kind of thing, man. Same smooth brain, probably. I'm really excited because as I continue to look at this team and I continue to and we did this last week, I believe, when it was, or the week before, when you talked about, we went by position group, was it going to be as good or better or like and when you really start breaking it down and you really start looking at it from a removed perspective by taking, and I said this a couple times, from the national kind of perspective, when you look at this and you look at the players that we have on the preseason lists and watch lists and all that stuff, and I know some of that's, a watch list can be 300 players kind of thing. There's something to be excited about this season, and it just, for some reason, it feels like this could be a very special season. But I love the test that we're getting week one because UTSA, you're talking about, they're returning 11 of 13, of the 13 players that had the most snaps on their team, they're returning 11, right? Quarterback, 2 receivers, tight end room might be one of the best, if not the best, in the group of 5. They were 11th in total offense, I think, 12th in scoring in FBS last year, right? They're returning a ton of talent. So this is not the cakewalk that you'd love to start. You'd love to just play consolidated, right? Play A&M consolidated and just beat them.
They're pretty good, actually.
Well, yeah, but they're 15 years old. So this is going to be a great test for us. I mean, they averaged a little over 32 points a game last year, right? And I get that they're in the AAC. I get that, right? They obviously didn't play the kind of schedule that we would play, but they're an explosive offense. Yep. I think this is a great first game test without having to be like, we're bringing in Notre Dame first game test, right? So we get UTSA, and then we get a little step down in competition second week heading into Notre Dame. So I love how the front end of the schedule sets up. And again, like, I am bullish on this team. This could be a special year that we're kind of not expecting. Kind of like you were talking about, going into, what was it, the 12th season, and you were like, oh, man, we're going to suck. And then, we kind of didn't.
Yeah, no, for real. That's what continues to give me hope. Every year, especially when I go into it, like down on the year going into it, I'll sit and think about, like in 2012, that's a great example. I mean, think about it. We had lost Ryan Tannehill, to the NFL, Jeff Fuller, Cyrus Gray, DeMontre Moore. I mean, we lost some studs in that group. And then we're going into the SEC, and I'm like, and then, we have one of our best seasons. And I'll say this too, that's the one thing, it was a good test, but if you go back to 2012, we don't have that hurricane. We play Louisiana Tech that first game. Johnny gets a game under his belt before going to Florida.
What happens to
we
Florida?
May not lose that Florida game. And then you've got a one-loss team. We make,
Yep.
So
nobody wanted to play us that year, like straight up.
At the end, nobody.
And I think one of the things, it's like one of the questions, right, is we're all questioning defensive line. And not that we're saying they're going to be bad, just there's question marks.
No,
but it was just so glaring to me when they the coaching staff straight up admitted that they had to call defensive schemes to cover for some of the secondary. They just straight up said it. So even though we lost talent, like, we have been stacking talent. Like, just look at the classes that we've recruited and look at the talent that's there. So the talent is there, and if we can let them loose because we have a secondary now that's a strength as opposed to a weakness that we have to cover for, one of the few question marks you have on this team might end up being a strength.
And, right, I did my film study, when I was bored a couple weeks ago. I'm not worried about the defensive line. Go back and look. 17, Regis is in there all the time, right? He's a player. He's disruptive. Go look who was making plays. It was Cassius Howell. It was Rylan Kennedy. Mm-hmm. So I'm just not over. And we've added some pieces. I'm not as concerned about that. And we'll see when we play somebody like Notre Dame who's going to line up, Jeremiah Love and pound it, how they do. But
Yeah, I mean, and really the only reason we're saying there's question marks because you lose 3 studs.
Yep.
I mean, 3 absolute studs. Don't get me wrong; they were all 3 really, really good players. But to lose, just because those 3 guys are gone does not mean this is going to be a bad D line. It could be really good.
If you already heard this on the show today, I apologize, but I'm going to give back to what you said about Coach Elko. You really believe we had the guy. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. If Sark gets benefit of the doubt of the offense, if Lane's going to get the benefit of the doubt, if Kirby's going to get the benefit of the doubt, I'm going to give Mike Elko the benefit of the doubt that he has a great defense most years.
I think that's absolutely completely fair, and I think it's also he knows how to evaluate talent. He knows how to scheme for it. And again, they admitted like last year it was just they had to scheme differently, so we weren't able to use the strengths of guys that got drafted, right? But going back to this game, UTSA, they got a veteran offensive line too, so this will be a good test to see where our defensive line is. Like, there's a lot of very small pieces, within the whole machine that we're going to be able to watch this week and get maybe a little better feel and maybe a little bit more confidence, or just kind of this is a good test. UTSA is not a crap team. They're not a Samford.
Right. I'm not going to build them up like Lou Holtz talks about teams, but it's not Lamar or Sam. Right. I mean, it's a different level, and
I think
the quarterback's really good. Owen McCown's good, and they got all those offensive guys back.
Jeff Traylor's a little angry, maybe.
Yeah,
still.
he is, but I do think Marshall's going to be able to throw on this team. That secondary, I mean,
they're deep. Well, so as much as I'll boast on their offense kind of thing, their defense is brutal.
Completely new, basically.
Yeah, but you don't even know what they are. That's right, because it's all new starters.
And our offense, the nice thing is our offense is designed to slow the ball. I mean, run the ball. Run the ball, burn clock, keep the ball out of their offensive hands.
They're happy with their linebackers. They are not happy with their secondary at all. I mean, there's a couple guys they expected to start this year. I believe one transferred at a weird time and one got hurt. They feel really bad about their secondary.
Yeah, they got a little gutted with the portal too. And that's, when you're UTSA, that's going to happen, right? I mean, it's just going to happen. I mean, it happens to obviously the bigger powers, but at a lesser rate.
All right, so I got a 2-part question. We're going to start off with Hunter here. Biggest worry for the season, all right? And biggest, I feel really good for the season.
Biggest worries is still the schedule. I mean, I still think you can see improvement in the team, but this schedule's tricky, man.
It's funky.
Yeah, just some tricky road games. First of all, some legit hard. That's going to be hard to win, right?
Mm-hmm.
We know those. Notre Dame, LSU, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
3, as we're sitting now, top 10 teams that you're at. But the at Missouri, I'm telling you, at Arkansas. What if those are 7 p.m. kicks or something? So there's some. Auburn here at home, Florida here at home. Those teams can beat you. So I'm worried about the schedule. That's my concern. What I feel best about is what we're doing at quarterback position. We have a guy that can play quarterback at this level. We know, great arm, uses legs. If we can just have consistency at the quarterback position, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just 1 year. Go show
like
me teams with the success that have had, just the absolute devastation that, for whatever reasons, at quarterback.
It seems like we ask for so little.
Yeah.
I want you both to also answer, but I'm going to read this text from Ray in Great Falls.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to be mean. I'm just going to give some thoughts. Do not underestimate UTSA. Remember App State. Take them seriously. Nobody's not taking them seriously from this panel. By the way, we don't play on the team. But
I just spent like 3 minutes talking about how good their offense was.
Yeah, no one said that we were going to come. I mean, I said I would like to see us, if you go out and dominate this team, that'd be great. But this is a good football team.
There's a winner and there's a loser. And I pick A&M to win. There's a spread for a reason. I pick A&M to win by double digits. All right? That does not mean that if A&M has a terrible day at the office, they can't lose. But I don't like that we always go to App State and Arkansas State. I do it too, by the way. I bring them up in my head often.
Mm-hmm.
But different regime, different era. That was the beginning of NIL and that 22 class and just the environment across the street. Going back to Coach Elko being a difference. The culture there matters, guys.
A ton.
Yeah. So, no, I mean, I don't think no one here is going, this is going to be a cakewalk, cupcake type of game. We've all there's some reverence here for UTSA and what they're able to do on offense. Their defense obviously is not very good, but there's some
Their
there's
defense
some
is
concern.
TBD. But there's TBD on A&M.
I don't think there's. I don't.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with him. Obviously, you got a guy in Coach Traylor over there he's done nothing but win since he got there, more than any other coach in their short history.
In the last 3 years, I think he's got an 11-win season, a 9-win season, maybe it was a 10-win season, and a 7-win season. That was last year, and they're bringing a big bulk of that offense back.
Right, and just like App State and programs of that caliber, sometimes when they step up against bigger competitions, they struggle, and UTSA has. But sometimes they don't.
They've struggled against Texas. They've struggled against Tennessee. A&M better be in that same ilk.
And they've also had an entire offseason to say, this is our biggest game of the year. But this is their biggest game of the year. We as A&M and as Aggie fans, and the coaches and players also look at that schedule and they go, well, we got Notre Dame, we got LSU, we got Texas. We got these big games. UTSA is a second thought in most of our minds, and that's just in human nature. But for UTSA, this is their biggest.
But you can't.
Of the year.
You can't, and I know Coach Elko hasn't, because you've been thinking for the last 8 months. Our season, the way we're talking about finishing, it's about starting and finishing. You also lost your first game of the season last year.
Well, I think that leads directly into talking about Elko being the right guy and like having faith in him. Like, part of not overlooking games is a culture within that locker room. Right? And that's what it comes down to. And I think we all believe that Coach Elko is building something a little different here that we haven't had in a long time within the locker room, within that, within Bright Complex, which means, and I'll echo your sentiment, David. I can't remember last time I put on pads, so it doesn't really matter if I overlook anybody.
Yeah.
But this is not the kind of coach and the kind of culture that he's going to build that is going to have a program that's going to overlook any game.
Did you hear, at the press conference on Monday, and it was an innocent question, but they asked about Notre Dame, and he was like, "Dude, I'm thinking about UTSA. I'm not thinking about Notre Dame." And
he sets the example. He's at the top of the mountain, and he expects everybody to fall in lockstep too, and they should. And it sounds like they have, given all the player interviews this year, even more so than last year, feel a lot more along the lines of, stop cheesing it up for the photos, Browning. It's like they feel a lot more along the line of true buy-in to the culture and the program, and like a belief in each other and a belief in the program. And you get this, you get this kind of aura of expectations from these players. And it's not like a coach speak. It doesn't feel like it was because they were trained by the media, A&M media team. It's because they truly believe in this team and they believe in each other, and they have bought into the culture that Coach Elko is instilling across the street. And that's where, you look, and don't get me wrong, like, before anybody freaks out, but that's where you look at the great teams. It was a culture and it was an expectation thing.
Yeah.
Right. And we're on the very front end of this, but if he can maintain that and the players truly buy in, dude, they're all thinking about UTSA too. They ain't thinking about Notre Dame.
All right, let's hit a break here. When we come back, I got some other questions. We actually didn't get to get your answers on that question, so we'll do that. If you're looking for real peace of mind when it comes to your money, check out Aggie-owned Paragon Financial Advisors. They're an independent fiduciary, for serving clients all across Texas. No sales pitch, no commissions, just honest financial planning and investment management. What really sets them apart is over 9 CFPs, CFA, CPA on staff. These folks take credentials seriously, and they work tirelessly to help you build a future that you can feel great about. Go to paragon-adv.com to give them a call, or give them a call at 979-693-3907 to schedule your free consultation today. It is Paragon Financial Advisors, integrity, expertise, and trust. 979-693-3907. Hey everyone, David Nuño and Olin Buchanan and OB. Typically, we start off the show in this section, and we call it the Holistic Planning Cool
The cool zone, yeah. It's pretty cool.
What do we know about holistic planning?
Well, a lot of cool stuff. For instance, holistic planning can help you with your investments.
I love that.
They can help you with your taxes. So
I don't like paying taxes.
You get that money from your investments, and they keep it. They'll help you keep it away from the government.
Yep.
Not all of it, but more of it. And then they'll even help you with your estate planning. When you're old like me, you got to make sure some of that money you made is there for when you want to retire and just enjoy the rest of your life.
You want your estate to be planned. But they also do something else.
Yeah, well, if you are, like, say, a sports fan, and you've always wanted
everybody watching us, right?
Yeah. And you want to always dreamed of being an owner? Well, in a certain way you can, because they will broker the deal for you to invest in pro sports.
Yeah, what you need to do is check out investinprosports.com. That's where you can get all the information if you want to invest in a team. I don't know what team. He'd probably try to buy the Cowboys. I'd try to buy a lot of the Houston teams. Whatever it may be, investinprosports.com. It is holistic planning, and we love hanging out at the Holistic Planning Cool Zone. The Fan Show, presented by David Gardner's Jewelers and Prize Picks. By the way, the show is presented by David Gardner's Jewelers. The Fan Show is brought to you by Prize Picks. So, look, I know I'm the most unrelatable person in College Station. I recognize that. You know, I do things that, like, our audience was like, shut up, dude. But our good friend Morgan, right?
Morgan Mowdy, Rollo Insurance, good guy.
We went to lunch last week at 1775, and he was telling me about raw milk. And I didn't think he was going to, like, deliver me some raw milk, because I was like, I'm interested in that. I heard it's very healthy. Here's going to be my first, you know, so is it?
Kettler.
Kettler Family Dairy. All right, I'm going to try it out.
This makes for great radio, by the way.
Yep. He likes it.
Tastes like milk.
Mikey likes it.
Honestly, what fascinates me is the fact that he brought up raw milk and you were curious as though you had never heard of the concept.
No, I've heard of the concept. I mean, all these fitness people I listen to, but I just hadn't done it before.
We've come a long way. You were talking about those old videos of the early fan shows. We used to drink beer like Don said.
Now
And
we're drinking
Now we're drinking
raw milk and wearing duck camp.
I feel like I'm a milk guy now.
It's all about the host, man.
I'm in the milk community.
This is really good. I actually really like it. I'm going to get this solely from here on out.
Morgan, thank you. Like, I'm going to start having raw milk. I'm a raw milk guy.
Thanks, buddy. Me too.
All right.
You should do raw eggs too.
I cook those. I do. But you should leave the yolk kind of runny, but like you don't want to scramble them apparently because it gets. Never mind. Let's talk football, shall we?
Yeah. Actually, can you finish that point? Why shouldn't you scramble them?
So there's the what's the doctor's name? He's a carnivore guy. He says that when you scramble it in that heat, it gets rid of some of the nutrients that you need. I don't know if it's true or not.
Well, so let's say
I do scrambled eggs.
So assume it gets rid of 50% of the nutrients, then you just cook twice as many eggs and eat them. See, this is Aggie math, man.
Yeah. So he suggests sunny side or what's the other one?
Over easy. Over easy is the way to go.
Yep. All right. So you gave us yours.
Milk
right?
and eggs, baby.
But something you feel really good about, something you don't feel really good about.
I don't feel really good about the direction the show is going.
We're talking football.
So I don't know that it's like I don't feel really good about it. It's just I'm kind of in the same. I'm trying to. The schedule was kind of my thing, so I'm trying to. That whole month away from home is just I don't like that. So I'm concerned about that. And then again, I'm just and I don't want to call it a worry or concern, but if I had to pick something, and again, I'm going to go back to the defensive line because if from what the coaches said and how they had to scheme around the secondary, and we can assume that the secondary is going to be a strength, can these guys live up to the new scheme? So I guess like if I had to pick something, right? Like I'll pick that.
Yeah.
What I'm really excited about is the opportunity, and again, this goes in the face of the guy that texts. I don't mean to, but I'm excited about the opportunity to go to South Bend and put some of this narrative to rest. I'm excited about what I think is going to be a very special A&M team protecting Kyle Field for the first time in a long time, right? Like truly protecting Kyle Field and getting back to setting that precedent that nobody wins in Kyle Field, right? It's like going to the swamp at night, man. You don't want to go to Kyle Field, and I don't care if it's 11 a.m. So that's what I'm excited about.
Hey, Saban did say that this was the place he respected the most.
Yeah.
That's a big compliment, by the way. That's a huge compliment. What am I worried about the most? I mean, schedule, I agree with these guys, but to what I'm honestly worried about the most is just something that we have not seen in a long time. Good, solid, long, full season, consistent quarterback play. Look, we go in every year going, we're good at quarterback. We got Connor Wegman or Haynes King. This is going to be his year.
Max Johnson.
Or
please stop going. You're hurting my feelings.
Or Kellen was
solid.
He had the longevity. He played every game.
It was a longevity more than anything.
Yeah, but Kellen wasn't a great. Kellen was good. I just don't think he was great. I mean, we need great quarterback. We haven't had that since Johnny. I mean, really, honestly, I mean, Trevor Knight had a good single season in there. But you go into it going, oh, we got Kyle Allen, or we got Kyler Murray, or we got Nick Starkel, or something. And I mean, think about the carousel of humans that have come through this position. And I mean, yeah, like I said, I guess outside of Johnny, Kellen had the best career, but. And it was because he stayed healthy, which is obviously something that no other Aggie quarterback has done. But with that being said, we still, Kellen was never. He was good, but not great. He had terrible games, and he had an amazing game. He was just he was so up and down that consistent longevity at that position is what. That's the thing, because we haven't seen it. I'd love to see it. Just give us a good year.
Starting to see why you're so down in the mouth. Like I wouldn't have pulled Nick Starkel's name out of the clear blue sky at all. Like
you know what? Nick Starkel,
you're scarred, dude.
Yeah.
You are emotionally scarred from Aggie football.
Guys, I want to read this text from Trey and Shiner before we hit a break because you know what? I think we play a part in changing the narrative and changing the culture around Texas A&M. We all play a part, not us, everybody. Here's Trey and Shiner. We need to bury BAS. We take care of business and stop worrying that we should blow a game that we shouldn't, or we will blow a game that we shouldn't. The entire country is waiting for us to lose a game that we shouldn't. Elko's changing this. He's that guy. And I do think sometimes what we put out into what's the word I'm looking for here?
Mm-hmm.
Stratosphere.
The stratosphere does affect what happens, right? So,
devil's advocate, we've said that the last four coaching hires.
Yeah,
It's
but
not
there's always
devil's-
but.
I'm just saying.
Everyone, but
Just
let's
saying.
wait.
It's not devil's advocate. It's you being Matt Browning. I couldn't agree more with him.
I agree too. And for a while there, Jimbo had turned, right?
Mm-hmm.
Had a good first year. Actually was better the second year, but playing 4 number 1 teams or 3 number 1s and number 2.
That was a brutal schedule.
And then 20 kind of with the breakthrough. And I thought, and with the recruiting, it was just kicking butt, man. I thought we'd just turned the BAS corner.
I really
Maybe
like that
not.
milk, by the way. I just want to make
Yeah, I'm
sure.
fine with that.
Yeah, I really liked it.
I love it.
Pretty good.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, though. It's, I don't want to be a Cubs fan, man. I don't want to be a lovable loser. Like, go win games, expect to win games, set expectations. And I get BAS, and I understand the Texas 8-4 and all this other crap. But, like, we got to quit being scared of football season. We're like, yeah, I can't wait for this year, but, like you're saying, David, like, it's just.
Plus the perception.
My expectation is to win every game. At Texas A&M, to win every game. Now, my prediction isn't that, but my expectation is.
Right, and 8-4 is not what we want, but it's not 5-7. The Longhorns went 5-7 for a decade over there, right? We were 5-3 in conference last year. I mean, there's not just that much to hang your head about. I mean, yeah, get over it.
They'll find it, but there's not. You're right.
Yeah.
All right,
Totally, guys, get over it.
Let's play the Prize Picks game on the other side. You remember how to play?
Yeah.
Pick more than or less than?
Yeah.
Is that what we do? All right,
More
let's
than
do
or
that.
less than.
Luke will help us out with that. We miss Matthew Dawson, though.
We do.
Right now, if your organization or your business is looking for an opportunity to engage with Aggies, check out the Association of Former Students. They bring Aggies of all ages together during their marquee events held throughout the year. We're talking all Aggie Hullabaloo, The Gathering. They'll all welcome tens of thousands of guests, and there are many sponsorship and vendor opportunities available to get your brand in front of those attendees. They offer a wide variety of both digital and in-person options to promote your brand. This includes title sponsorship, naming, on-site presence, activation, recognition, and social media posts, and much, much more. There's also advertising opportunities in both the Texas Aggie Magazine and the Aggie News newsletter, which are seen by over 230,000 people. So if your business is ready to engage with Aggies, choose a partner with the organization that's been supporting the Aggie Network for the last 140 years. For more information on options available through the association, please email sponsorships@aggienetwork.com. Hey friends, David Nuño here for Prize Picks. They're back on TexAgs, prizepicks.com/TexAgs. Use the code TexAgs to get $50 once you play in $5 lineups. And Prize Picks is the best place to win cash while watching sports. Football season's here, basketball coming up, baseball, you name it. You go to prizepicks.com/TexAgs and start having some fun watching sports, making some money on there. And you can play Prize Picks in over 40 states, including California and Texas. Remember, they'll give you $50 in lineups once you play $5 lineups on Prize Picks. And they have the new thing. It's called It's Good to Be Right campaign, and they're kicking off the upcoming NFL season with their bold new campaign, It's Good to Be Right. The seasonal long push celebrates the thrills of getting it right, from the perfect prediction to winning your Prize Picks lineups. Prize Picks is good to be right. I wish I had Olin here for it because he loves energy drinks. Catalyst Citrus Spark. This is one of the new flavors out there. Whether you're grinding through workouts, cramming for a test, or closing in on a deal, or getting ready for TexAgs Live, you never know, right? Fast becoming the go-to fuel for Aggies everywhere. Zero sugar, I'm all in for that. Or synthetic sweeteners, no artificial colors or flavors. Catalyst delivers clean, high-performance energy with smooth, crisp taste that is never syrupy, designed for both health and hustle. You want to get going, you use this Catalyst right here. It's about pure energy and pure results. And what sets them apart? Packed with premium nootropics blended to boost focus, clarity, and mental stamina. I need this. I'm in, guys. I'm in. Plus, with plant-based caffeine, vitamin B12, B6, Catalyst supports metabolism and energy production, making it more than a drink. It's your lifestyle training partner. Built for competitors on the field, Catalyst fuels strength, focus, and pure results. Buy now at drinkcatalyst.com. That is drinkcatalyst.com. Train harder, think sharper, pure results. It's Catalyst. All right, we're talking about Burlebo, the heart of Texas, more than an outdoor lifestyle brand. It's products created with you in mind. Currently, I'm wearing the performance polo, the Texas Maroon and Gray. If you look into it, you've got the state of Texas in gray, and you also got it in maroon. It's one of their highest, most popular sales that they have there. It is really nice. Comfort and versatility. You can wear it in any situation. Quick drying, fits the size. But Burlebo, they're rooted in tradition, fueled by passion for the outdoors, designs high-quality apparel that works just as hard as you do. So whether you're hitting a workout, enjoying a day of fishing, or cheering on your favorite college team, their gear is made for the athlete, the outdoorsman, and the everyday adventure. And it's really nice. I wore this one to church the other day. People talked about it. Really, my kids were like, yeah, Dad, you look pretty good today. From athletic shorts to your favorite go-to tees and performance hoodies, they have everything you want. Check out burlebo.com and find your new favorite gear. It's Burlebo for the athlete, for the outdoors, and for the family. So I'm going to read a couple texts.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, man, here we go.
It's getting heated.
Juan sends into the text line, Mr. Country Music, you're slacking on the jams. That's right. I think we need a country jam coming back, and we close with everybody's favorite, a Kanye West song. All right, should we read the other text from John in Cyprus?
I think you should.
Okay. John
I
in
don't
Cyprus?
think you should.
I just can't. Stop laughing. Roy May is probably the worst football mind. Him saying Kellen was good, dude, you lose all respect.
I can't believe you said that, Roy. Unbelievable.
Well, I'll tell you, John in Cyprus. First of all, I didn't say a word about Kellen Mond. Yeah, bring it right here. I didn't say a word about Kellen Mond. That was Browning. But two, and Luke Evangelist will back this up. If we had the kind of quarterback production that we got from Kellen Mond from when he left to now, Jimbo might still be our coach.
How many touchdowns did he throw for in 2020, and how many turnovers did he have?
19-3.
19-3.
So
I love John in Cyprus. We used to be at odds. We're team.
And at no point are we saying Kellen Mond was like a Heisman contender, but Luke nailed it. Like his best ability was his availability. He played in every game. He had some up games. He had some down games. But as a whole, we had this. Let's try this. The same quarterback every game. Let's just start with that.
He was the last quarterback to play an entire season, and he did it 3 seasons in a row.
Yeah.
So no one can even do it for one season.
Before that was Johnny, and before that was what, Tannehill?
Yeah. So I'll say this. First of all, John in Cyprus is my guy. So, but
you're the one that said it, though.
But no one said Kellen was great. No one said that.
I think the word I used was solid.
Kellen had flashes of greatness. I mean, I'm telling you, that fourth quarter of LSU through the
bonkers,
just unbelievably good. The fourth quarter of that Clemson game, unbelievably good. He was really good. But then, of course, he had the Vanderbilt game in 2020 where he was just awful. And so I think you kind of take them both and mix them. But I mean, for the most part,
remember all the lowlights.
I think he was a good quarterback. I don't think he was great by any stretch. And I mean, we've had
3 seasons.
Johnny is really our last great quarterback. You know, we haven't had a Ryan Tannehill since then. We haven't had a Gerard Johnson.
Well, what's funny is like you look back, like Gerard and Ryan, I wouldn't call them great quarterbacks. I mean, when's the last great Bucky?
God, Bucky was great.
Seriously.
Well, number 2.
Like,
yeah.
No, I mean, like, if we're going all the way back, I mean, just think about the quarterbacks that were truly memorable who turned in like multiple season
God, Reggie was
Multiple
good.
seasons?
Yeah, multiple seasons. And I get that the college environment's also a little bit different these days, but still.
I think Reggie was on a bad team, but I think Reggie McNeil was really, really good.
What a talent, man.
God, that guy was so good.
Hey, guys, let's play the fan show pick.
Prize Pick.
What do we call the game, though? It's
The
Prize Picks game?
Prize Picks fan show game.
Yeah, the Prize Picks fan show game. It's just like it sounds.
Yeah, exactly. It's pretty
That's some
self-explanatory.
genius marketing right there.
Sounds like a service.
I was a marketing major in Mays.
I love Prize Picks.
Oh, wow.
I did too. Let's play the game. You want to explain how the game works?
Yeah, so for those of you who may be unfamiliar at home, Prize Picks is a wonderful sponsor and also a great avenue to play daily fantasy sports. And you can look at these projections, say Marcel Reed 220 passing yards against UTSA, and you can either choose more than or less than, thinking he's either going to have more than that number or less than that number. So I've got a couple quarterbacks who play college football this week, along with some season-long projections for a couple Aggies, and we're going to run through them and have y'all guess, or I guess project and pick more than or less than. And we're going to keep track.
It's
solely
100%
guessing.
guessing. I was horrible in our pick six game last year, but I was great at this. This year,
Don't let David forget. He will tell you that he won pick six a couple years ago, and he'll never stop.
2 years
talking
ago.
about it.
And I'm still waiting. I allowed Luke the opportunity to put me in a seatbelt, and I was going to get out of it, like a jujitsu move. He declined.
Some of us are busy.
You won
during the
last
day.
year.
Probably a good call, though.
Probably. That's not surprising.
I have to ask Matthew Dawson who won.
I was going to say, Matt Dawson probably won.
Hey, I just went opposite of everything y'all said, just so I can.
Shall we?
All right, the first one is Patrick Mahomes. Dylan Raiola, the quarterback for Nebraska, playing against Cincinnati, more than or less than 246.5 passing yards.
You know what? I'm kind of high on Nebraska. I think they're. I don't know why. I just think that. I tell you why. Because I've heard a bunch of talking heads across the country say that they think they're going to be good. So you know what? I'm going to say I'm going to take the over. Or I'm going to say yes.
More than. Perfect.
Where are we going?
Go ahead.
I'm going less than. Even though I saw some interviews with Raiola, and he's changed his training and looks better. But that's 240 on a first game. I'm going the less than.
I know nothing about Cincinnati other than where they're located.
None of us do.
I would assume that they're not going to be good because they're not a football team, quite frankly. You know what? I'll go less than.
Hey, Cincinnati has Cyrus Allen.
Thank you. That helps. Yeah, I'll go less than. I'm just throwing some on the wall here.
I'm going less than as well.
All right. Next up is Arch Manning.
And by the way, I'll give some.
And that's
some
tonight.
reasons.
I want to say that's the big game tonight, right?
There's a game at 4:30. That's the Boise State South Florida game, and that's the one after, I believe.
Yep.
But he threw for over. You said 240, right?
246.
He threw for that 2, 3, 4 times last year.
I like
Boise State to South Florida. What a road trip, man! That's like within the continental U.S. I don't think you get any further.
Well, Washington to.
Well, Washington. If they played South Florida.
True.
Yeah.
They wouldn't, though. Arch Manning, more than or less than 238.5 passing
I'm going to
yards.
say less than. I'm going to jump on this one early because I do think they're going to, not because I don't think he can, and we'll see what kind of defense Ohio State has. They have a lot of guys coming back.
Yeah.
I'm going to say the reason is they're going to keep him on a tighter leash, it being his first start on the road in that kind of environment. So I'd say less than.
230 what?
8.
This pains me.
Oh, he's going more than.
But it's Sark's offense. I'm going more than.
I think Ohio State, given that they're breaking in a new quarterback, are going to have to be a little bit conservative on offense. It'd just be a little bit more run heavy than maybe.
You mean Texas breaking in a new quarterback? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So, but if Ohio State's able to run the ball and control the clock a little bit, I think this is an under. I wouldn't. Like David said, I wouldn't let a guy loose in the horseshoe for his first road start.
I'm gonna say less just because I hate them.
Well, yes, also out of spite. Sorry.
Yeah, spite. There's a lot of spite
Put that
there.
in the notes.
But I'm gonna say less, but I do agree. I think it'll probably be a low-scoring game.
By the way, Chase in Houston might have made me change my mind. I'm not going to. He reminds me that Dana Holgorsen is now the OC at Nebraska.
Wow.
That doesn't mean anything to you.
I know who Dana Holgorsen is.
Who is he?
West Virginia coach.
Yeah, but he's got a great head of hair.
Yeah, well, obviously he was. He couldn't be coaching two spots at one
and
time.
Cougar High too, right?
Yeah,
Red Bull slamming, receding hairline.
He's Chase's
Yeah.
father-in-law or something.
Great dude, by the way.
They're like
Yeah.
buddies.
No, I've heard
He is
stories.
awesome. He would come out and hang out with us at Damaris Barbecue when we do our show there.
Oh, Damaris's dude.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right, Carson
It almost makes
Beck.
you
He
wanna
now
change my
plays at Miami. They're playing Notre Dame. More than or less than 1.5 passing touchdowns.
Who's this?
Ooh,
Carson Beck against Notre Dame.
Notre Dame in.
I'm going to take more. I'm going to go more. I'm going to go more.
Man, that's tough.
2 passing touchdowns.
Oh, that's tough. I don't know anything about Miami's receivers. I'm going. I got a lot of respect for Notre Dame. I'm going less than.
I mean, I know how Miami's offense likes to be, so if they can just plug and play like last year, I mean, 2 touchdowns isn't completely insane.
No,
That's a tough number. I'll go more than if nothing else that they're playing from behind because I'm the same with you. I think Notre Dame's a good team, and I don't know that Miami is, quite frankly. I mean, they've had a lot of change.
They are. That is a top 10 matchup.
Yeah.
They've got some receivers at Miami.
Yeah, I'll take more.
Apparently, Carson Beck is everybody's looks good in fall camp, but Carson Beck looks really good.
Looks
at fall
good
camp.
as in like he got tan from being at the beach the whole time.
Strong
or like-
ankles.
Apparently, he's the truth, is what
Okay.
people are saying there. I'm going to say more than.
Got it. We're gonna go Haynes King.
Can I read this, though?
Yeah, go ahead.
John and Cypress, last one. 'Cause I hate derailing the show, but it's funny. Hey, Peter Dinklage, stop cherry picking one season for Kellen. So that's your new nickname.
Got Tyrion Lannister over
Well,
here.
hold on. I don't have to cherry pick to talk about his availability because he did play 3 straight seasons.
All right, let's stay on topic. That was my fault. It
Haynes
caught
King.
my attention.
Haynes King against Colorado, more than or less than 44.5 rushing yards. And keep in mind that sack yardage does negatively impact rush.
Who's it playing?
Colorado.
How many rush yards?
Where's it at?
44.5.
Where's it at?
In Colorado.
Shout in Boulder.
I'm
I'm
going more than.
I got more
Yeah, it's in
than. Yeah.
Colorado.
I'm team Haynes.
I'm more than.
going to go less.
You're gonna. That's your trick. That's what you do.
That's what he does.
He did, and he does a smile.
I honestly think, look, I love Haynes, and I want nothing but the best for him. I just think they're going to throw the ball a lot. It's
You've
just,
been picking first, and all of a sudden you punt.
I've been really keeping an eye on Georgia Tech this year.
Do you know?
And Colorado, and I really think that there's
You
some,
are
there's some
absolutely full
deficiencies
of it.
there
You are-
that Haynes King
you
can
are-
take advantage of, and through the air, and they're just going to save his
Bro,
legs.
we're gonna have to strap you to that seat. You're full of so much hot air.
Do you know that he does the OB thing? He smiles when he's doing something, and it lets you know, here it comes.
Here it comes.
Here it comes.
Yep.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't smile at all, ever.
By the way, Mond had 31 total touchdowns in 2018 and 28 in 2019.
Luke's
Like
still stuck on
3,000
this.
yards passing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, John.
Sorry,
Cypress.
I'm done cherry picking.
Yeah.
Next up, we've got Garrett Nussmeier against Clemson, more than or less than 289.5 passing yards.
289.
289.
I'll take. I'll go ahead and go less.
I'm gonna go more. I really am. I'm gonna go
I
more.
believe in Clemson, and LSU can't win first games.
Yeah, but I mean, dude, he is.
I
He
think
threw for 4,000 yards last year.
I think Clemson's good.
He's
I'm going more than, and I don't believe in Clemson. so.
Nussmeier's good.
I think Clemson's good.
I think Nussmeier's good.
How many yards you said?
289.5.
I think Nussmeier is inconsistent.
That half is probably.
That
gonna
half
work
is
for you.
good stuff.
He's gonna take it. He's
Yeah,
gonna
hold
take it
on.
less then.
308, 302, 352, 409, 337, 405, 332, 313.
That's a lot of threes.
And you said 284?
289.
And 289 and a half.
And a half.
Sounds like more than.
Yeah, that one's in Clemson, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we've got
More than.
We've got 3 more. Lenore
gosh,
Sellers against Virginia Tech, more than or less than 224.5 passing yards.
More than. Easy.
I'm gonna take less
I'm taking less than.
because I think they're gonna run a lot.
Fair.
Do you know who the running back is?
Gonna run a lot.
I don't even remember who they're playing.
All right, now we've got playing Virginia Tech.
Virginia Tech guy.
Now we've got 2 A&M season-long projections, so not just one game before a season.
Can we do it on the other side? Because we're up for a
Yeah,
break.
of course.
Let's do
This will be
that.
fun.
Moment for Caldwell Country Chevrolet, Highway 21 in Caldwell, online, caldwellcountrychevrolet.com. If you're looking for a selection that won't break the bank, that's the place you go. If you're looking for a selection and you just want a wide variety, that's the place to go. If you're looking for customer service that lasts beyond the purchase, right? We're talking beyond that. That's the place to go because they have complimentary pickup and delivery for their service customers. They have free oil changes for life. And of course, they're going to walk you through the entire process and you're going to love it. It is Caldwell Country Chevrolet, about a 15-minute drive, the edge of Bryan to the beginnings of Caldwell. Short conversation away, but you'll see the difference when you step on the lot and do business with the great people at Caldwell Country Chevrolet. Highway 21 in Caldwell, online, caldwellcountrychevrolet.com.
All right, guys, let's talk about some new partners, Aggieland Hydration and Injectables. They're Aggie owned and operated. They are an mobile IV hydration company that was founded back in 2024. I met with Sheldon and Danny over the last week, and they're awesome people. They really know what they're doing. They're proud to serve Bryan College Station with awesome services like IV hydration, Botox, and even some weight loss options. Whether you're looking for a quick boost of hydration or dehydration preventative, they can tailor an IV cocktail specific to your needs. And on a busy weekend, I know some of you guys might be partying a little bit too much. If that's the case, an IV can be one of the easiest ways to ensure you're receiving all those necessary vitamins and minerals that make you feel better. Their overall mission is to bring a more personalized and accessible wellness option to the broader range of clientele here in the Bryan College Station and Brazos Valley area. To book an appointment or inquire about it, just call them up or text them, 979-217-1561. Again, it's Aggieland Hydration and Injectables. Check them out. It's our friends at Aggieland Hydration and Injectables. TexAgs Live, presented by David Gardner's Jewelers, Rollo Insurance Studio. Fan show brought to you by Prize Picks. Finishing up the Prize Picks game, Luke Evangelist.
Yep, if you want to play these on Prize Picks, there's a separate tab called College Football Season for season-long projections. And we're going to start with Le'Veon Moss, more than or less than 774.5 rushing yards.
Are you kidding me?
this season.
That's the current. Oh my!
Yeah,
I'm getting on.
A lot of value.
Over.
More than.
I'm gonna say more. But honestly, I'm kind of the hope that
everybody else runs too?
Everybody gets so many carries, and it's just a really good. I mean,
but you need your guy to get 15 carries a game, right?
Well, he was.
I'm going more.
He was like 15 yards short of that last year and didn't play the last 4 games. So
I was going to say, I knew he was 700 and something last year.
Yeah, he was like 760.
And he had some monster runs called back.
Yep.
I know 2 at Mississippi State.
I go more as well.
Gotcha. And then last up, we're going to go KC Concepcion, more than or less than 600.5 receiving yards. And Matthew Dawson reminded me, I got in on this when it was 598.5, and I took the more than, and he was like, think about how many of his plays may be behind the line of scrimmage. That would count as rushing yards.
Of course,
See,
Matthew Dawson.
just like Matthew to throw a wrench in it like that.
This was going to be a no-brainer. What was the last Aggie receiver that went over 600 yards?
I want to say Anais, one of these last couple years.
Oh, yeah, it would have been Anais.
Didn't Noah have like 590 or something?
You said 600 yards?
You know,
600 points.
Sure, I'm taking the more.
His freshman year, he had 839 yards.
More for me.
Okay. He was the guy, and I think we got a couple guys that are going to get some looks here. I'm going to go more than.
Yeah, but even if he's just part of the guy on a 3 or 4 receiver set, you throw for 2,000, he's going to get there. I'm going more than.
I just really like this tight end room, and I think they're going to be a lot more involved in the pass game, which is just going to take away,
We've been saying that for 20 years about the tight ends.
Okay.
You're right. Thank you. I'll take more. You're right.
Minute left on the show. What do we got? One more, right?
That's
it.
it.
That's it?
That's it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Guys, this was fun.
We do a season prediction real quick.
Go.
10-2. Playoffs.
9-3.
Playoffs?
Maybe. I could see a 10-win season. Probably not at 9-3.
The last time I cried during a sporting event.
Oh, yeah. Last time you cried.
The last time I cried was still chokes me up to this day. Bonfire game when Jay Brooks gets the sack, and that's the only time I can remember tears ever coming out. So that's the only time. And hopefully I will cry with a national championship at the end.
What's your record?
Come on.
12-0? 15-0?
9-3.
Okay.
I had dinner with Jay Brooks in Atlanta.
Just
how about that?
I said, hopefully. I mean, I'm still a realist at heart. Goodness, I'm not going to just make stuff up.
Friends, thank you so much. Tomorrow on the program, Billy Lucci, the final countdown, Olin Buchanan, and SEC Mike. We'll see you then.